Welcome to the One Up Podcast. I am your host, El Caballo, a.k.a. Tony, here with some of my nearest and dearest. And we got a special guest in the building.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, Mateo's here. As you can see,
special Mateo.
As you can see, Doe is not with us right now. He got abducted by aliens and, you know, getting probed and shit. But we got Corey as our guest here.
What's up?
Live from Texas. You guys hate when I say live. I love it.
This isn't live at all. This is far from live.
How's everybody doing, man? I guess we'll start off with the guest, Corey. You know, how's your week been, Corey?
It's been all right, man. You know, I celebrated a buddy's birthday over the weekend, yesterday, as a matter of fact. So kind of nursing a little headache this morning. But
that's called a hangover.
Coffee. Hey, come on now.
I've got a cold after going out drinking all night. It's so weird.
Yeah.
I mean, in the middle of the pandemic, you know,
that's a little worrisome.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not considering it a hangover because I'm not really affected that much. It's just, you know, a little something bothering me. You know what I mean?
No, that's good, man. Is it funnier though? Like, as you were young, getting drunk, you recovered so quick. Now you're older, and it's like, fuck, this is not what I want to do.
Takes you 3 days to get back right.
Yeah, just about.
I found that weird. When I was younger, though, I would get drunk, and before falling asleep, the room would be spinning. That doesn't happen to me anymore.
Oh, I've still gotten the spins, dude. I've definitely gotten the spins recently.
Those are the worst.
They're bad.
I've laid in bed and just been like, what the fuck did I do? And you just feel the room spinning. It's such a strange sensation.
Mm-hmm.
What's really bad is when you go to sleep with that and then you wake up with that and you're like, I made a huge mistake.
There's no safe way of removing that immediately. Like, I had the spins one time, and I just stared at my ceiling fan spinning, and I felt like it wasn't spinning because I felt like I was spinning at the same rate as the fan, and I was just drunk.
That seems like the worst decision you could possibly make.
I was thinking maybe a counter spin would help eliminate my spin, like some drunk thoughts, and it was just not working. It made it worse. But whatever. Just close your eyes and pray for the best.
I applaud the logic, though. Like, that's some good thinking, you know? Said a counter spin would stop the spin. The fan would appear still. The spinning would stop. Everything would just...
What if he had like that Austin Powers bed, the spinning like bed from the plane that he had? You could just counter spin with that thing.
What a fucking weird bed. Does this make you horny? And he's falling on the girl repeatedly.
I would love a spinning bed, actually.
You know, shout out to Austin Powers though, because he actually he's a big fan of consent in that movie. Remember, there's a scene where she's drunk and she goes to kiss him, and he's like, "No, baby, that wouldn't be right. You're drunk." Progressive. Good job, Austin Powers.
But he's also very rapey though.
He is like, a little rapey in some other parts.
He's like, if you're inebriated, then you can't give consent. But if I push up on you, aggressive as fuck, and you like cave in, like that's consent, baby.
There is a mixed message.
he put her on the bed, like, oh, you know, just have a seat there. Then he turned on the spinning bed and then started trying to fall on top of her, saying, "Oh, I've fallen over. Oh, I've fallen over again."
That's fucking hilarious.
You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Consent after copping a feel. Is that what it is? Like, she didn't say no, so all right, let's try again.
Not condoned.
That's the Austin Danger Powers move.
How was your week or weekend, Mateo, so far?
Oh, not too bad. Went to the same party as Corey last night. Did not have as many beers, apparently. Went in, gave a buddy a ride home, hung out with him and his wife for a bit. Hadn't seen her in a year plus because of the pandemic. It was pretty good. Went to a weird dive bar earlier this week, as I tend to do, and don't think I'll be back. It was not as good as Buddy's over there in Florida. There was no prices right. I was drinking $4 Lone Stars, which is crazy for a dive bar. That shit should be like $2 max. And I was getting my second beer, and I just get surrounded by because everyone there was like 65 plus. And like I just got surrounded by this group of like men and like women that were like all 65, and they just started asking me so many questions. Just like, I don't know. I just felt very out of place there, and it made me feel like a teenager again with these people that have like 30 years on me, just grilling me and asking me weird questions like, oh, how long have you been in town? What are you doing in Austin? Why did you come to this bar in particular? Oh, you usually drink Lone Star? It's like, man, I'm just trying to drink a beer. That's all I wanted.
The only brown guy in the bar?
I was probably the only brown guy in the bar. There was maybe one other brown guy in the bar, but he was also an old man. So I don't think, I guess he had already passed their test.
So you think age was the discriminating factor in all these questions?
I think so. I think it's a bunch of regulars that go to this bar, and they go to this bar every day or every week or whatever. And I think I was just a new face for a bar where it's just normally regulars that go.
Yeah, new topic, new conversations. Like, oh, just fuck with this guy because we're all bored of our shit.
I did experience the worst band I've ever seen in my life at that bar, though. It was this little 2-piece outfit. It was one guy on a guitar, this old man on a guitar, and then like his buddy on harmonica. And he was just bad. The dude had like no sense of like rhythm. His voice was awful. And there was this one part where he's like, okay, we're just going to play one more song, and then we're going to take a break for a bit, give y'all a little, then we'll come back and give y'all a little encore or something, blah, blah, blah. He then proceeded to play 4 more songs. And he rambled for at least 5 minutes between each song. And one of the times he was rambling, he was like, some people have told me that I sound like Bob Dylan. So we're just going to do a couple of Bob Dylan songs here real quick. And someone at the bar was like, who the fuck told him that?
I love the image of this 65-year-old guy saying that. Who the fuck told him he sounds like Bob Dylan?
That's some shit.
It was awful, dude. It was so bad. It was the worst band I've ever seen live.
He definitely pulled a Tony saying shit that people never said.
Tony just lies, yo.
Nah,
I'm glad you admit it.
But
you just said it. You're
misleading things. We're not gonna hit a rewind here on this episode. We're not doing a rewind. Even though those are classics, I think people love that shit.
You're funny.
What about your weekend, Pooch? Week?
It's pretty good. I just got back from vacation. I took the week off of work, and I went to a resort in the Dominican Republic. Wasn't too crazy about the resort. It was
really,
it was a little. It was like a little rundown. It was like a little like. I wasn't into it. Yeah, I wasn't feeling it. And the food was pretty good. I don't know. The people that worked there, they were just like, I don't know. I just don't like the way that the resort was run. Pretty much, it was just pretty shit. It was like the pools closed at 7 p.m.
The fuck?
They don't play music until like a certain hour, but only lasts for a little bit of time. So then it's mostly just quiet the whole day.
That's weird, dude.
The whole dinner situation is fucked. They have like these restaurants that you could go eat dinner at, and it's like you have to make a reservation to go to the restaurants. Otherwise, they won't let you in. And it's like, what the fuck?
I'm at a resort.
Like we all paid for this shit. Like, fuck, I gotta make a reservation for.
Did it get busy? Was the restaurant like packed or something?
I mean, it was full, but it's like people are eating. Be like, all right, it's a 20-minute wait. And then, you go in 20 minutes and you eat your food. Or you go to the other places to eat. It was just stuff like that it was just very like... My room was on the 3rd floor and there's no elevator. So I have to climb, flights of stairs.
That's flashbacks
I wasn't happy about that.
That's flashbacks to that New York trip, dude.
Oh. Yeah. Especially all those drinks that... it's no good. I literally had too much to drink, climbed all the stairs, and just threw up everywhere. So it's like it wasn't good.
Do you normally stay at a resort whenever you go to the DR? Or?
No. This is the first time I've ever been to a resort in my life.
Probably the last time.
No, I mean I'm interested in going to a different resort. I mean I've heard people tell me that they've been to resorts and DR and that it's awesome and shit like that. So they either have low standards or I went to a bad resort.
Yeah, I was
And then
gonna
there's
say
other
it was
places like Mexico and just a bunch of other places that also have resorts that I'd be interested in checking out.
was the price point worth it?
It wasn't bad. Like, I mean, to just like, it was like the price of a hotel. It was like
Uh,
$100, like
that's not bad at all.
something bucks a night or
So
something.
maybe
So
that's
it's
why.
like it's a hotel, all you could eat, all you could drink, and you're just kind of chilling. There's a pool, things like that. Like, so, I mean, it's probably worth it. But like, is it worth flying internationally for? Like, I'm like,
It
probably
sounds
not.
like somebody's just trying to make a dollar for a tourist trap. You know what I mean?
Yep. And
Like
I mean, I don't know.
reasonably priced. Some facilities that are open, kind of.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe I'm a little bit picky too, because there were a lot of people that were there that we were talking to. There were other tourists there, and they were like talking about how awesome this place is. And I'm like, all right, like these dudes are putting drywall anchors. They're anchoring all the fixtures in the hotel with drywall anchors right into tile. And all this shit is coming apart. It's like, yo, this shit, like my towel rack, I could shake it right off the wall. It's like, this
Oh.
shit is a piece of, it shit looks like a rundown ass, like, it just looks very shitty.
Once again, my services needed. I
Not
would have
yours.
husk proof the whole fucking facility, and that shit would have never passed code. And then they would have done that shit correctly.
My brother's hotel was on the first floor. So
Nice.
whenever I was in the pool and I had to take a leak, I'd go to his room and pee because I don't pee in the pool. All right. We got into a big argument about that over there. There's a guy, he pees in the pool.
Who?
And we were in the pool with him.
Oh,
I'm
well, you're not going to say
saying
the
who.
name. Okay.
The fuck? And he's like, no, but I go over there to pee in the pool. And
Fuck
I'm like,
out of here.
I saw you standing kind of still earlier, and I wondered, and now I think you peed right next to it. It's like, don't fucking lie.
Oh,
to
wait,
me.
you know this guy?
Yeah, it's a friend.
Fuck.
Tony's gonna do some investigating now. He's gonna look through all your pictures
Tony,
and try to
I've
figure out
caught
who it
you
is.
pissing in the pool, Tony.
I've never.
You have.
pissed in
I've
the pool.
caught you. Oh, come on.
You saw my penis releasing itself to the
I
fucking.
don't
You
think
saw
that's
this?
necessary. I don't think that's necessary in swimming pool.
No, I didn't. I've never peed in a pool. Maybe
So
when I was a
anyways,
fucking kid.
To go back to husk proofing the rooms, I had to pee real bad, so I went to my brother's room, and then I kind of wanted to, I've been in the pool like 6 hours at this point. I kind of wanted to wash off some of the chlorine, even though I was going right back into the pool. And I slipped in the shower and I grabbed this towel rack and I just ripped it right out.
Yes.
And I had to get up and I was just like, the fucking rack had all four of the fucking little drywall anchors on them. And I just like kind of and just put them right back into the towel. And it looked exactly as it did before. Not good as new, but that was...
The real question is, I'm gonna ask Brian later on. Be like, yo, Brian, how was the trip? Did anything break? He's like, yeah, the shower rack just broke out of nowhere. I'm like, oh, that's because your family has a rompecilla in it. That's why y'all have one of those. Yeah.
Nah, I took a piss in his bathroom. Actually, I took a dump in his bathroom right before we took off from the resort on the last day, and I checked the shower rack and it was completely intact.
That's insane.
So my drunk ass put it right back in exactly how it was. So. Unless he had been fixing it every day, which is also a likelihood. But
he was the first one that broke it. He was the first one that broke it, actually.
Damn. This is how this is what happens to me. People pre-break shit and then they blame it on me all the fucking time. I'm glad.
No, Everett accused you of pre-breaking his couch. You're the pre-breaker.
Okay, Tony, we're gonna risk it. How was your week, Tony?
It's gonna be short and sweet, Mateo. Don't worry. Thank you for asking, though. Nah, man, just work in the hot ass fucking sun.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking almost. I literally had heat exhaustion. I almost passed out driving. Shit was terrible, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, that heat out there is oppressive. It is thick.
Oh my god, bro! It is. It's wet heat. I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
Hate it. other than that, chill week with the little one and all that. He hit 2 months, so wifey did a couple pictures and stuff. And last night we went out to the club, downtown City Place. Emily wanted to go out and stuff, or we both did. So we went out. Rocco's Tacos, expensive ass fucking spot. Spent $50 on 2 drinks.
Ooh.
Then we went.
Spendy.
Yeah, we went to a club. Spent another $50 to get in. And
I
then
fucking hate cover charges, dude. I refuse to pay cover charges now.
It's terrible. The DJ Khaled cousin thing doesn't work anymore, so can't really do that. I used to go to these bars and stuff. I did it in Orlando, and I did it at a strip club over here in Palm Beach. I would literally just walk and be like, yo, I'm DJ Khaled's cousin. I got so-and-so with me.
His name is Khaled. That's probably why it didn't work.
DJ Khaled's cousin, whatever.
They're like, who the fuck is that?
I would
DJ
just...
Khaled.
He's
like, well, technically, I didn't lie. I have a cousin named DJ Khaled. Okay, I just, I made you think it was Khaled.
And then I would just go in the club. No problems. Cut the lines. Whatever. VIP in the strip club, chilling, no problem. And last night that shit didn't work. I didn't really try to do it, but I felt like it wouldn't work. The line was long as fuck to begin with. And then I spent money on shots.
Wait. Do you just cut the line when you're pulling that move? You just walk straight to the front?
You got to own it. You got to own that shit.
That's a power move, dude.
We did it at a couple bars downtown. We just all walked to the front of the line. And he's like, yo, this is DJ. We're DJ Khaled's entourage. I'm DJ Khaled's cousin. And they were like, oh, shit. All right. And we just dap up all the bouncers and just walk right in the front door.
No pat downs, no nothing. No pat downs.
That's pretty good. Like, because those people deal with a lot of crap like that, by and large, right? So,
you can imagine.
I mean, I had the beard all going and stuff, so
it was way bigger than it is right now.
Yeah. So. But yeah, that was my whole shit, Mateo. So,
not too bad actually. Usually it'll devolve into just utter nonsense, but what the fuck? So what's up with this heat exhaustion? What happened to you?
I was just working and not drinking enough water, bro. Pretty much.
Why are you being so dumb?
I don't know. The heat.
The heat will make you stupid.
It got to the point to where, bro, my neck and my shoulder. I already have a torn rotator cuff a little bit, so it's like my shoulder's already in pain, and then my neck started cramping the fuck up, and next thing you know, my legs started cramping up, and I was like, "Oh yeah, my body's like, nah, bro, go get some water." And then, of course, my urine's fucking strong yellow, so that's a clear indication that you have no fucking water in your body.
I've seen that in the pool. I remember. And it stank too.
I've never.
You definitely need more water. You don't want to pee clear. It's not bad. That just means you have an excess of water. But you want some light yellow urine,
Nah, I don't. First off, you're confusing me with Doughboy. I don't piss in pools. Let's just clear
don't bring
the
Doughboy
airway
into this. Doughboy's not here. We shouldn't slander him too much. I will say this, okay? Because we got into a little Twitter drama last night, Doughboy and I.
I saw that.
I missed this? Damn. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was hilarious. Doughboy claims that the greatest Cuban sandwich comes from none other than the restaurant called Twin Peaks.
It's wrong.
So
He's
I was going to
wrong.
ask this question and wanted to poll you guys on your opinion on that, because that's not the first time I've heard this being said.
By Doughboy or just in general?
Yeah, no, by Doughboy.
Oh. Yeah. He. This is like his third Cuban at Twin Peaks. He's in Florida right now visiting his nephew, and he took his nephew to. He's like, yo, I need to take you to get the best Cuban sandwich, and he took him to Twin Peaks, and I'm appalled by this. I don't know. I don't really have many words to describe how ridiculous that is, coming from a Cuban who's lived in South Florida for the bulk of his life. Not me. Doughboy is the Cuban here that should have access to delicious, authentic, mom and pop Cuban sandwiches, and yet his claim to fame is at the restaurant Twin Peaks. I told him that I think the women that are make believing that they are interested in him is what's adding to the flavor of the sandwich.
That's a fact.
100%.
That is a fact. That man has no. At this point, I don't trust Doughboy's taste quality or anything of quality of his taste buds or anything. I don't know. I can't trust him.
Yeah,
it's like those people that go to like the strip clubs and tell you about how good the food actually is there. No, you just like seeing titties while you're eating food.
I don't know, Mateo. Have you? Some strip clubs have some pretty good fucking wings.
No, dude, I don't spend a lot of time at strip clubs in general, and I definitely don't go to a strip club to eat food because there's something weird about like people being naked and then there being food around. Like it's not
100%
not one of
agree
my
with that
things.
sentiment.
I mean, if you really think about it, it's just a thin piece of cloth that's covering us while we eat in restaurants and stuff. So
That thin piece of cloth does a lot of work.
yeah, for sure. It keeps the shit stain in the inside of your underwear, okay? Not on the outside. Imagine Doughboy walking around mud butt next to your sandwich.
that would
just
be
bare
fucking.
ass.
That'll be tight.
What if
Yeah.
he was standing? How close would his ass need to be in order for you to be upset about it?
If I see it, I'm upset.
All right, so this is Mateo's point.
But
Is
it's
that open
Doughboy,
ass- Yeah, okay.
Tony,
If it was
Tony, if I cooked you breakfast naked, would you eat those eggs that I could serve to you?
Is there an apron on the front side like in Baby
Nope.
Boy?
Nope. I have a hairnet on. That's it.
Wait, on your crotch?
No, just on this head.
Oh, come on.
I would still eat the eggs. I would honestly peek around and just make sure how far of a distance you are from the pot and pans. But I'm safe to say that I would still probably eat the eggs.
He has a low stove. Like his schlong is just kind of hanging just near the
It's one of those
pan.
camp stoves I have to like hunch over.
You better be careful. You better be careful. You don't burn your heat. You don't want to do that.
No, Tonio, eat it. You know how much you love sausage.
Here we go.
But yeah, the Twitter drama last night was hilarious because me and Doughy were going back and forth, and Doughy felt like he just didn't have enough power to like overtake the conversation. So then he switched to our Twitter account, the One Up Podcast Twitter account, and then he also started agreeing with Doughboy,
Yes.
talking about.
What
So now it looks like I got two people telling me I'm wrong, right? So then I logged into our Twitter account and started responding to our Twitter account, saying that our Twitter account doesn't know what it's talking about. So you got me and Doughy arguing, and then you got our Twitter account arguing with me, Doughy, and itself. And that was how our little Cuban sandwich fiasco went.
I saw that start because he went and logged into the account and started liking his responses to you from his account.
Yeah, what a jerk.
Yo, this man
That's
Doe
amazing.
is so weak. He's so weak.
I thought it was hilarious, but
Oh,
it was a
man.
weak move. He started like, he's like, oh, this Twitter account likes a response to your tweet. I'm like, oh, what a fucking jerk. I'm like, all right, we're doing low blows. All right, man. All right, I'll whip my shit out too.
That's fucking funny. I'm mad that I missed that. I would have been in there commenting. You know how I do.
Pretty good.
But I do have not a question. Have you guys seen any of the new game stuff that's come out, like the new game handhelds, and games that are coming out in the future, like Steam Deck, and what was the other one? Mateo? Playdate.
The Playdate looks so dumb, but I want it so bad.
Explain to me.
I'm not familiar with that.
Explain to me the Playdate, or the people too, because I don't really have much idea on that one.
The Playdate looks goofy. The Playdate looks like this fat yellow Game Boy with a hand crank on the side.
Oh, okay. I saw that.
And is just going to have a bunch of weird indie games that are going to be. They claim it's not going to be gimmicky. I think there's no way this thing has not become gimmicky. But I am such a sucker for stupid gadgets like that like they might get my $150 here on Thursday. I think Thursday is when it goes live for pre-orders.
$150
Mm-hmm.
for
That's
a
pretty
hand
cheap
crank
for-
game?
Well, it's also got
It's
got
like a
the
Game
standard
Boy
things.
with a
No,
hand
but you
crank.
started up with a hand crank, right?
No,
Oh,
the hand crank is a control for certain games for some
It's like,
reason.
imagine they put a slot machine in as a game, and they're like, all right, you got to use the hand crank to like pull the lever on the slot machine or something like that.
Or like a fishing game and you have to like fish with it.
Well, I was thinking so different. I was thinking like you
were
got to
thinking you had to
charge it
crank
up,
it to-
crank that shit up, and you got like a limited time because of the power, or you got to re-crank it. That'd be-
Was it like those old school radios, right?
Yeah.
The thing you gotta let them ham radios. You gotta crank them up. They'll work for a little while.
that shit's funny. That's what I was like, this is so ridiculous. It's like a workout.
No, I'm really considering pre-ordering it just because I love stupid shit like that. I definitely have a pre-order in for the Steam Deck.
Ah, yes. The Steam Deck.
I'm pretty stoked for that. I don't know if it's going to be a Switch competitor.
No.
I don't know if that's the space they're trying to occupy, honestly.
I don't think so. I think the emphasis is just on more mobile gaming since, phone like PUBG Mobile has become so popular. They might be just trying to get into some sort of space like that. But I think the appeal of being able to take a majority of your Steam library anywhere you want to go is a good thing.
I have like a billion fucking indie games on Steam that are just platformers. I just need like 2 buttons and a D-pad, and I could play most of them. So it's like like for me, a Steam Deck would be cool because ever since the pandemic, I've been working in this room, and I just haven't played my PC because I'm like, I don't want to be in this room.
I saw your post on Twitter about that. You were responding to that thread about like, how do you separate your work life and blah? And you were like, I run out of the room as fast as fucking possible,
and I don't go back in. I only record the podcast in here, which is not too bad. And I think of this as work too. So it's like coming in here to work, and I do all my editing on my laptop. I play my games on my console now. So having a Steam Deck would be cool because I could like start buying more games on Steam again.
Corey's one of the reasons why I'm excited about the Steam Deck. I go over to his house and kick it. It'd be cool to just take the Steam Deck over. We could play some games. We do co-working sessions sometimes. I mean, Corey's not going back to the office still for another few months. I'm indefinitely work from home, and it might be some kind of hybrid situation. So like, sounds cool. It's not going to be like super high-end gaming, but Steam did come out this week and they claim that the full library, there is no Steam game that is not going to work on the Steam Deck.
That's insane.
Whether that's true or not, that's what they're currently claiming.
I find that unbelievable.
I can't wait for it, honestly. I do want to pre-order it, but at the same time, I'm like, I'll hold off and see how you guys play with it and stuff because I have a Switch. I don't play enough of it now. But a Steam Deck is appealing because there is a bunch of games like FTL I can play on the go, or a bunch of indie games, and you can play any PC game is on your hand now. So it's like at that point now I just need a good internet connection with my Steam Deck anywhere I go to be able to use it, and then it's cool too because you can put wireless USB connectors for the keyboard and mouse, and you could be on your couch, fucking, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, and you don't even need
the internet.
Yeah, you don't need the internet at all. Like
to play online, you would need it.
Sure,
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna say like this is gonna be one of the best consoles that is gonna exist because not only are you gonna have access to the whole Steam library, but they're already saying you're gonna have access to like an operating system to like install whatever it is you want to install. So people are talking about installing emulators on the thing. People are talking about installing like GOG, like Good Old Games, which is another like store like Steam, but it focuses more on like old PC games that people don't really have access to. So you could play like the old Blade Runner PC game. You could play like the old like Metal Gear Solid 1 as an example on your Steam Deck. It only exists on that store. It's not on Steam. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So you get access to a lot of old PC games as well. And then just cool stuff. Like you got Final Fantasy 1 through, 9 or something just on Steam or whatever. It's like there's no single console that has that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that the Steam Deck would be the only place where you could play all those games legitimately, like not on emulator and stuff like that.
They even said you can install the Epic Store, which is crazy. Like you'd think that they would have blocked that shit down, but I've heard the best way to think about it is it's basically like a $400 budget computer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, and that's a crazy entry price. You can't. I don't know that I could build a gaming system for $400. It'd be tough. It'd be real tough.
They could
Yeah.
play Cyberpunk 2077. They're saying they could play every fucking game. That's
That's what they're saying. Now they're not guaranteeing any particular settings on this, so that Cyberpunk 2077 may look like a PS1 game by the time you're able to get it to run on this thing.
Yeah, they were saying, I read an article that was talking about that most of the high-end games would run at like medium settings around 30 to 40 FPS.
I mean, it's not bad for mobile.
Yeah.
On mobile with a 720p screen, like that's fine.
That's
Now,
my
if they-
problem with it.
If they get into like trying to add Steam Link capabilities to it, like hooking it up to your TV and things like that, that would be kind of interesting.
There is
Yeah, that's my life now. That's what you got to look forward to.
there is a dock that they're releasing for it.
Yeah.
Is there? Okay.
And you can just use a standard USB-C to like HDMI or DisplayPort cable to plug it into a TV.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
And the cool thing is when you're at home, if it's going to do the Steam Link thing, the hardware on the system doesn't even matter because it's just going to do the big picture mode from your own personal gaming system.
Yeah,
Which
it's
they're
pretty cool.
They're revamping the whole big picture thing too.
oh, damn.
Oh, he's showing us his gun.
Hey man, you can't put those guns on the internet, dude. Let me stop. Yeah, so the only reason I didn't pre-order it, I felt like the price point was a bit high. Like, you know, for something that's like not proven yet. I don't want to, especially, and I think there was the $399 one, but it didn't have that much hard drive space. So I wanted to get the one that was $550. And that's just, it felt steep, you know what I'm saying? I was like, man, $550, like that's a lot. And then on top of all of that, I'm looking at the track record that Valve has with hardware. Like, even the Steam Link shit, like they could do so much with it that they're just not doing. The Steam controllers, I think they made 2 different versions of them. Both cool pieces of tech, but they just don't invest in the Steam machine shit that they were coming out with, like those like budget PCs and things like that. They didn't give a fuck. Like they kind of, you know, they just kind of sort of tried it, but they're like, you know, we don't really care that much. So I don't know. I find the whole internet's like super hyped off all this whatever. What's this thing called again? The Steam
Deck.
Steam Deck.
The Steam Deck. Yeah, everybody's super hyped about the Steam Deck, right? And I'm kind of hyped about it too. Like it looks interesting, but like what's tempering my hypeness is just like Valve doesn't have a good track record with hardware, and they don't care about the hardware once it comes out. So I'd like to see like a little bit of care, a couple updates, things like that. See how long they're gonna let you install whatever you want on that thing, you know, and then I'll be like, all right, maybe after a couple months I'll get one. And I'm also seeing people on Twitter like say you could already do a lot of what the Steam Deck's doing with the Switch. Like you could you know, the people jailbreak their Switch. It's a pretty foolproof method, and you could put, you know, emulators, Steam, you know, just a whole bunch of apps on there. Obviously, it's not going to work as well as like a Steam Deck would since it's native. But yeah, I mean, just, you know, I've just seen people on Twitter do this already. And they, you know, they buy like the different Joy-Cons, like more comfortable ones. It looks exactly like a Steam Deck, like the Switch.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what the hardware itself is like, because I liked the idea of the Steam Link. Don't use mine as much. I've got 2 of the things. I got one in my bedroom, one in my living room. I don't use them super often. I use them occasionally. The Steam controller has probably the steepest learning curve of any controller I've ever used in my life. Oh, that thing is so weird to use.
Why? It's all the button mapping you can do to it?
It's the pads. It's the touch pads that it uses instead of analog sticks. They are very weird, and they're putting those onto the Steam Deck. There's too many Steam names. And the control.
So the Steam Deck's gonna have joysticks and those things, or it's gonna have those things. Okay, so it's gonna have both.
I think it's got a joystick. Yeah, I think it's got a joystick on the left, and then it's got 2 analog pads.
No, there's 2 joysticks.
Are there 2 joysticks?
Yeah, it's gonna have it on both sides, a joystick and a pad on either side.
Oh yeah, I saw that too. The joysticks are high. I don't like that either.
Yeah, the placement looks weird.
I remember the Wii U. The Wii U had those joysticks really high like that,
Mhm.
and after a little while, it wasn't comfortable. Like, you had to get that Wii U Pro remote.
Some of the
I'm not gonna lie. What the Steam Deck kind of looks like to me is one of my favorite handhelds of all
the
time.
Game Gear.
The Game Gear, yes.
Yeah. Game Gear was fire.
It was. And you know what? God bless my grandma. She got me a Game Gear for Christmas one year. And I was like, "Oh, this is the coolest thing ever." She bought a Game Boy game for it.
Oh my god.
So I was like, I could turn it on and play with some settings, but I had to wait until we returned the game and got a Game Gear game.
That's hilarious.
It was pretty good.
That's pretty cute.
Yeah.
That thing was pretty dope. I think that one was ahead of its time, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, I mean, it took 6 AA batteries to power that thing, and it had a battery life of about 4 hours. Like,
It did. You know,
that
it
thing
had a TV
destroyed
tuner.
batteries. Did it really?
It had a TV tuner cartridge you could put into it and just straight watch TV.
So for all the
did
all-
it have an LCD screen?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Right. So that's insane. I just remember the colors on that thing were more vibrant than anything
Yeah.
I'd ever seen at that time. Like, there was nowhere that I could go to see Sonic look so good other than the Game Gear. Like,
So for
You know
all
what
the
I-
listeners
I
out
thought that
there,
was
this
interesting.
is what a Game Gear looks like.
Oh my God, this man's got a Game Gear.
Yeah. I still have X-Men in it. It shit still
Nice.
works. I lost the cover for it, but
Look at that, 6 AA batteries. That thing was a beast.
Yeah.
I got the little power brick that went under it. It attached to the bottom and would power the thing.
really, I
And it
didn't know it
added
had that.
It added probably 5 pounds to the weight of that thing.
This thing survived down flights of this thing was built to last.
Mhm.
It still works. I got Shaq Fu and everything on this shit, bro. Like, what? You don't like Shaq Fu?
Nobody likes Shaq Fu.
Shit was kind of fire.
Nobody.
As a kid. Shit was
How did he get that second one made?
he put his own money into it?
It was like a meme. Like, it got made off of the meme of how bad Shaq Fu is.
Yeah, he was banking on
Um,
internet points for that one.
I tell you,
Yeah.
my holy grail of like outdated like hardware I want to find though. I want to find a fucking Sega Nomad.
Oh,
I don't even know what that is.
It's like the Game Gear, but it would play Genesis cartridges. You
Yeah.
could just put up Genesis games into there.
That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know, man. I had a Genesis and I enjoyed it, but there were just not that many games on the Genesis that were like good, like the SNES. Like, I don't know, man.
I mean,
the cool spot.
I got into the Genesis with Road Rash, and
I like Road Rash.
we got Mortal Kombat for the Genesis. We didn't get that for Super Nintendo. We had both, but it was all Mario World and Mario Kart on the SNES.
I think Primal Rage on the SNES was the edited version too. I think the Genesis had like the full like blood and
Yeah.
fatalities and whatnot.
Yeah, same with Mortal Kombat.
so
The Mortal Kombat on the SNES had the green blood, and on the Sega Genesis it was blood.
I think there was a cheat code you could put in to make that green blood red again.
ABACABB.
Damn.
Yes, sir.
I want to give a huge shout out, real quick, just a real quick insert to the battery company known as DG Home, because my Game Boy Color, these batteries been in here since I was 17 years old. Check this shit out, boys. That shit still turns on the Game Boy Color.
It didn't turn on, dude.
Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on. Did I not turn? Oh, I didn't go down. My bad. I didn't fucking go down. There we go.
What the fuck? How do you both have a Game Boy Color right next to you?
Readily available.
This is Becca's. This is my wife's.
Oh, she plays a lot of Pokemon on that.
Well, yeah.
Oh, he's
and
got Pokemon in there too. What Pokemon
Yeah.
game you got in there?
Gold. I got the gold one. Bro,
You
like,
have gold?
yeah, Pokemon Gold.
Is
I
that a
don't know.
Game Boy Color?
yeah. That may not be a color game, but yeah.
You could play, because gold is a Game Boy Advance game, no?
Look,
Can
the
you hear
cartridge
it?
is a.
I know if you put a non-Game
hear
Boy Color game into a Game Boy Color, it would do some color scaling to it, I think. Wouldn't it? Maybe it wouldn't.
Yeah,
It would,
yeah.
it would.
I'm saying though that I thought that the Pokemon Gold and Silver came out on a generation of like a newer console.
No.
Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe they came out and maybe they're OG Game Boy games. I just didn't think so.
They're
Maybe
OG.
I played blue, red, and yellow. Those are the only Pokemon
Right. And
games
those
I
are
ever
just
played on
straight
handheld.
up Game Boy games.
I had those too, but I lost them like a dick.
Oh, and I guess I have the whatever the newest Pokemon is. Sword? Shield? I think I've got Shield.
Yeah.
I need to put more time into that one.
Are
Apparently
you
there's
talking
a-
about these, Pucho? These old ones will have like multiple games in it.
No. No, I just looked it up. I'm wrong. Pokemon Gold and Silver are Game Boy games.
Have y'all heard of Pokemon Unite?
Mm-mm. What is that?
It's apparently it's a Pokemon MOBA.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
Is it good? I don't really get into MOBAs too much.
I don't know. I've never played it, but I was like, wait, what? That exists?
You know, though, honestly, the reason I've never gotten into MOBAs is because the communities in them are real toxic,
so
man.
toxic. Yeah, it's terrible.
Like I asked a question one time in like a Dota 2 game, and I got just railed at for like 5 minutes about how stupid my question was.
That's
got called all kinds of slurs. Like it was ridiculous. Like it was too much.
The only thing weird about this shit is though that you can't save your game on Pokemon Gold. Like on this one, I don't know, something messed up with it that you got to only play one run through the whole game.
Oh, you know what? It's probably got
Wow.
a CMOS battery, a 2032 battery in there that died.
Yeah.
You'd probably pop it open and replace that.
You could go on
Yeah.
eBay. They still sell them, and you pop it open. You got to desolder it and solder a new battery. Basically, those memory cards, for sure. Those memory cards had a battery attached to them to keep the memory, pretty much. Once that battery dies, it could no longer save or load from that.
I kind of like it like that. It's like Returnal.
I
Gotta
think
keep
Zelda had the
going.
same thing, right?
Fucking Pokemon Gold it. Like,
Man,
that's terrible.
we need to get Tony on Twitch. He can just live stream him running through the game.
A speed run real quick. It's crazy.
So what else? There's the OLED Nintendo Switch that they announced.
Piece of
Yeah.
shit. Don't waste your money on it.
I don't understand that announcement. That's so weird, man. There was so much hype leading up to that. Like it's going to be 4K, and the hardware is going to be so much more powerful. And they gave us what, a little extra bit on the screen.
Yeah, it's like slightly larger, and it has the screen just looks much better.
Honestly.
and I think it's a comparable price to the original Switch release, so I don't think it's like expensive. So like, if you don't own a Switch and you're gonna buy a Switch, it's probably the version you should buy.
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody who owns a Switch should be going out of their way to like sell their Switch to get the OLED one, unless you're just like you're just like
Or go
love
hard.
Nintendo so much and
Yeah.
use your Switch so much that
Didn't Doughy sell his in preparation for this one coming out?
Yeah.
yeah.
And he
I
regrets
guess he's going to get the slightly upgraded one then.
No, he said he's not getting it. He said he regret.
Really?
Yeah, he said he regret getting it or selling
gonna
his
buy it.
old one. But I mean, he's gonna end up buying it.
Yeah,
Or-
I mean, everybody was thinking that it was going to be some kind of like super Switch where it was going to have some extra hardware so you could play games at like 60 FPS and the screen would look better. Maybe the Joy-Cons looked a little different, felt a little bit, but it's like
Maybe they wouldn't
everything's
drift.
the same. Yeah, maybe they don't drip. No, everything's the same. You just got an OLED screen,
If they had a bigger battery on it, now okay.
right?
Because I'm gonna have
Exactly.
to buy a second one, but I'm actually gonna go for the light. I'm not gonna get a full-fledged Switch.
You can give the boy a dedicated one, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Because I'm just, I play Castle Crashers. If y'all have never played that one, it's just like a side-scrolling beat 'em up. Pretty
Mhm.
fun game. But this little turd will get on there and delete my save after I sit there for like 2 hours playing it. I got like a couple of characters level 20. He's all right, cool. Pick this up tomorrow. Nope. Log back into it. Levels 1. So
Yeah, no, I was actually pretty hyped about Castle Crashers because growing up, man, Tom Fulp was the homie. All right,
Yeah.
I played Alien Hominid on
On
Newgrounds. Yeah. Oh my god, yo, I used to go to Newgrounds every day to
Yep.
see like what new games I could play on there or what like videos, the Flash movies that people were making.
I want to say that our high school blocked Newgrounds from being able to be accessed from the school.
Oh yeah.
I don't think you could get to Newgrounds from the school because so many people were playing those Flash games on there.
Yeah.
Yep.
There was that Pico school about the kid. There's another Tom Fulp game that basically it came out right after the fucking Columbine shooting. Basically some kids shoot up the whole school and then you need to grab a gun and go kill the guys that are shooting up the school. Yeah, I used to love this game.
I never played that one. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's fucking awesome, dude.
That shit sounds wild.
Yeah, it's a Flash game. It's stupid.
Yeah.
It's edgy. It was just like that era. But yeah, it's a Tom Fulp game. I remember he canceled Pico School too. I was so sad as a kid. I was maybe like 12. And he
Were you
was
playing
like,
as the same character? Did his school just get shot up again and he had to go and grab a gun? Was that going to be the plan?
I think I don't know. He announced the game and then he canceled it. Probably because he got that PS2 deal to make like a real video game and make some real money. But you know, I was bummed out about that. But yeah, I was hyped. Bill, Castle Crashers was awesome. So,
it holds up
dope.
too. They for the Nintendo store they have a remastered version. I couldn't tell you the differences, but you know it still plays the same.
My problem with the Nintendo store is that they don't drop any of the fucking prices. Like
Never.
The game's been out for years. Mario Kart, and it's like it's still $60. It's like, bro, fuck out of here. It doesn't need to be that expensive anymore. Like you made your money. Like why are we doing this?
Yep.
And it stops me from buying any of the fucking games. Like
They put a bunch of just trash on there too. Like if you look, you gotta go on the deals or the below $5 games, and it's just a bunch of garbage. Like it's nothing you would ever want to buy, even for $2.
Yeah, I agree. This shit's terrible. They need to definitely do something. Like if they want to hold people to continue, they need to do something.
Yeah, they need a middle of the road. You know, they got your $60 over here and your $2 over there. Like, throw me a $20 or $30 game. We'll see how that works out.
Exactly, a good one too. Not no bullshit one, you know. But
yeah,
and then that goes.
That's why I kind of miss the old way that these companies used to manage like their stores. Like, you know, back in the day when you went on Steam, the only games that were on Steam were good games. Like pretty much you could just go on Steam and buy anything because it was either AAA or it was like indie games that received the golden seal of approval, and they were just good. Like everything was good, and now it's like there's pros and cons. Right now, anybody could make a game and try to and put it on Steam, and maybe it blows up. You know, like maybe Toby Fox, like the guy who made Undertale, maybe his game would have never passed. They would have looked at it and been like, "Oh, this is a shit. We're not putting it on the store." But it turns out it's a great game. You know, so like you're probably gonna miss out on some of those types of games. But it just sucks that like as a user, I can't go to the store and just easily find indie games that I think I would enjoy. So like it feels like such a gamble now.
So you're saying pro, anyone can make a game. Con, anyone can make a game.
100%.
Pretty much.
100%.
So you just need a gatekeeper again. The gatekeeper left. That's what it is right now. The gatekeeper left.
What is coming out right now that we're excited about? Obviously, Battlefield, right?
So I'm glad that we're talking about that because I was bringing it up. Battlefield has full-on customizable fucking servers, bro.
Yes.
You can play Battlefield 3 maps. I mean, Battlefield 3 characters and the guns and stuff that was in Battlefield 3, Bad Company shit, old ass war. I forgot which war was it, but
no, it's 19. So it's Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3, and 1942.
1942. Yeah, you can play all that.
Yeah.
No 4, 5, or 1.
No.
Oh, that sucks.
Well, the reason why maybe 4 and 5 wasn't in there because mostly the 4 is because they got the 2042 thing. So it's just like it's a little too close, but the other ones were better. But either way,
I just want some Operation Hurt Locker, you know.
Oh yeah, that they should have brought that map back instead of Caspian Border and I forgot the other one.
Yeah.
Don't worry, they'll release it as DLC here. It's 3 months after you buy the game.
I tell you what I wanted to see.
EA's been pretty good about that. They don't do DLCs anymore like that. Like they do like the whole like you just have to buy in to their like the
season pass
or whatever. And once you buy in, you get everything for free. Or they do everything's free, but then they have microtransactions out the wazoo. It's like they're two models right now.
Yeah.
It's
Which
gonna
is
be
kind of good for gamers. I don't give a fuck about microtransactions. I don't buy the outfits. I don't buy the skins.
Yeah.
I don't care. And so I just get to, games like Fortnite, they're just free to me. Like I just get to play them. You know what I mean? You know, and that's good for me, I guess. But
It's just gonna be amazing because they're dropping Portal with it the same day, and then that's how you'll be able to play all those old maps and the servers that you can create. Like if
sorry,
you guys,
they're dropping
it's
Portal?
called Portal. Yeah, it's
The
called
Valve
Portal.
game?
No.
it's-
That's what they're.
Is
Yeah.
that going to be their new
Portal.
launcher?
No, it's the customization piece of the game. It's called Battlefield Portal.
Yeah,
I see.
I just said
And,
Portal. though.
and you can play those with like updated graphics. Is the thought process?
Right, you play it all in the 2042 engine, but basically what it is they took the Unreal Engine and made it to where you can just snap pieces together instead of having to write the code, so you can make your own whatever.
Yeah.
Like, the video is actually really cool on it. If you,
I need,
if you
I need
haven't
to check
seen
that
it.
out.
Yeah,
It's fucking. It's amazing.
it looks pretty dope. What I wanted to see was the bipedals from 2142 come back. Dude,
Yeah.
to this day, my favorite game mode in Battlefield is Titan. Still, that was so fun. It was the one where you had the big ass airships, right? And you fought for missile silos on the ground. It's kind of like normal Battlefield mode, but you hold the missile silos and they'll launch towards the enemy's ship. And once their shields are down, then you board their ship and blow it the fuck up.
Yeah.
It was so fun and chaotic. It was great.
It was so good. Battlefield 2142 has this very special place in my heart just for that game mode. Plus mechs. Like, I'm a sucker for mech. Corey's a sucker for mechs too.
Yeah,
I never played 2142. So
it was
missed out on it completely.
it was underrated for sure. Like, I will say that some of the gunplay in it felt a little sluggish, but everything else made up for it.
Yeah. I just think they should have done this like with Battlefield 4, like their own, like the servers and stuff, because you literally can make your own fucking multiplayer however you want. Like they have one was quality over quantity game mode where it's 5 or 4 of the 2042 Battlefield player characters and their guns versus 30 of the 1942 characters and their guns. And you just gotta like outlast it and shit. Like it's fucking crazy. You can also play against AI bots with certain difficulties. Like us 4 can just drop in there versus 50 fucking bots that are the highest difficulties and play the game. You could do one tank versus fucking 50 people with repair torches and shit. Bro, it's crazy what you can do in that game now. Like you can add only Battlefield 3 guns for one group of people, and then for the other group of people, you can have just like fucking reviver, medical fucking revives. Defibs, yeah, thanks. Defibs versus knives, or defib versus repair torch. It's crazy the shit you can do, and it gets even deeper than that because now you can change the amount of damage each gun does per headshot, body shot. Like there's a lot. There's a lot of shit.
So, Tony, I will say that I still don't take back my statement about Battlefield just giving us a bunch of old shit and saying that it's new. Because Counter-Strike was doing this for fucking years, dude. For so long. There was gun game. There were knife fight servers. Like, this has existed for forever. It's very cool, though, that Battlefield is bringing this in because it does sound pretty exciting.
No, yeah.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say this is like no different than like what Counter-Strike servers do. And like what the Team Fortress servers do, where they have like full RPG games like baked into just like, oh, just jump in this Team Fortress server and you just gotta like do work and do things and your character levels up, it gains experience. Like it sounds stupid, but like people have made entire games out of just like tweaking with the multiplayer settings on stuff.
No, yeah, I think it's just cool that it's on console now. Like we'll be able to do that on console. You know, like a lot of the PC games you can do that easily. But I just thought it was cool because it's going to be on console, and I'm hoping that Discord finally drops around that same time on the PlayStation because that's going to be epic. We'll all be able to get in there, chat, and play. Like,
I'll be in that voice chat a lot more once PlayStation has the Discord support because like. I'm the opposite of Pucho. Like my favorite gaming is still on my PC, so I have to sit here. This is why I'm kind of excited about the Steam Deck, because I can be sitting down on the couch with my headset on for the PlayStation. I can chat with you all while I'm over there playing, Hollow Knight or whatever I'm going to play.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's definitely going to be that's one of my favorite things right now. It's coming out. Once Battlefield comes out, Call of Duty's just not playing it no more. I'm going to be straight Battlefield horror, dropping into all these maps. And you thought Call of Duty was bad, dropping in Verdansk. I'm going to be dropping in a lot of shit.
If Battlefield comes out and I see Tony is online in Verdansk, I'm going to just go over and I'm just going to destroy his PlayStation.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, Verdansk has tarnished my friendship with Tony a little bit. I'm not kidding. I don't play games with Tony no more. Just straight like that.
You
like,
remember that
we
time?
we would regularly like link up in a party and talk and be like, oh, let's try this multiplayer game, or let's try this call. And now it's just like Tony gets online. I'd be online. He don't even care. He don't link. He don't shout out to me. Nothing. He just goes straight to Verdansk. He just drops right into the war zone. I don't even look for him no more. I'm just like, when I see him come online and he goes into Verdansk, it doesn't even hurt my feelings anymore. I'm just like, he's an addict. He's having his own.
He has
things,
a problem.
He's going through his own stuff. I just gotta.
He's relapsing.
We've already had multiple interventions. He's not accepting. He's already done the rehabs. He's come back and still just gone right back to Verdansk. So there's no helping this guy.
He can quit anytime he wants.
He's got Verdansk pulled up on that TV in his room right now.
Nah, it's off. That
turns the TV on. The game's already there on Verdansk.
These guys are wild.
Other games that I'm excited about.
There's a new Hollow Knight.
I don't know why I didn't love Hollow Knight that much.
I enjoy it. I'm not great at it, but I enjoy it.
I beat it.
It's a little bit more accessible than some of those other roguelites you like. So maybe that's the reason, because it doesn't feel
not a roguelike though. Right?
Or not a roguelike.
It's like a Metroidvania.
There we go. Yeah, Metroidvania. But it's a little bit easier than some of those. Like
I found some of those fights to be hard in that game. I hated the map. It's like it felt so hard to kind of like wait. Like you look at the map and say, all right, how do I get over there? And you go, okay, I guess I'll try to go through this area. Mm-hmm. And it's just not clear that you can't get there through that, because that one spot is like a one way. And I spent so much time trying to get places in Hollow Knight, and I found it frustrating. I did love the world, the music, the combat was fun.
I really do like all the character designs and like just the graphics in general in that game.
Yeah, I love whenever you get to there's like a city that's like raining. It's like, I guess
I don't think I've made it there yet.
Oh man, the ambiance is so cool there. It feels depressing. Like it feels like you found like a lost civilization, and it I don't know. It felt really cool. I really enjoyed like that part of the game. So I don't know. Maybe if Hollow Knight 2 fixes some of those problems, I'll be way more excited about it. I'm hyped for Elden Ring. Like the new like George R. R. Martin / like Soulsborne kind of game. I think it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be open world with like sneaking mechanic. Like it's basically them trying to make a more maybe slightly more Western styled game. But.
And because I think because Martin's a part of it, there's gonna be so much more lore tied to that game that it's just gonna have you reading stuff and doing God knows how many side quests to figure out more pieces of information.
I hope the game actually has the lore built into the game and not where I have to read
go to a website or something.
Yeah, that's my least favorite part of those games. It's like I don't want to read all these item descriptions and build out the story in my head. Like I read books already. Like I don't want to play my games to read a book either. Like
fight this boss for 40 minutes so you can read a book.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
No, I mean, it's cool. They're building out like cool worlds. It's just not the way that I want to consume it. And that's one thing, like that Sekiro Shadows Die Twice game, the samurai one they made, the stories are a little bit more in your face. So, and that felt a little bit better for me. Like, I'm hoping this is in that same direction.
I need to check out that one. I've heard good things about that. What is that zombie game you were stoked for, Tony?
Oh yes. Fuck.
It's not. Is it the day before?
No.
No, it's a different one, right?
It's a different one. It's for PC.
Yeah, I remember you showing us the video for that one. It looked real damn cool, but I cannot remember the name of that one.
Oh.
I was frantically trying to find it here. I had that trailer though, where they were like at the gas station.
Yes.
It's like another Left 4 Dead, like that one.
No,
Or-
it's like I think it's called The Walking Dead.
No, it's
No.
not.
I
Walking Dead.
Or something
Yeah,
like
there's a VR title for that, which looks pretty cool, but I haven't played it
That
yet.
name is trademarked, Tony. It can't be called The Walking
Yeah,
Dead.
there is that too. Yeah.
No, yeah, well, no, yeah, but oh my god, Mateo.
So while
ugly
you're
for that.
googling that, I'm also hyped for Final Fantasy 16. I'm glad they're going back to like a fantasy setting. I think it's going to be a great game. So especially coming off the heels of the Final Fantasy 7 remake, I think you're going to kind of get like a blend of that combat in a different world. I think it's going to be really cool.
I haven't seen any confirmation that you're going to be able to kill chaos in that game, though.
I think it's a fact that you will not be able to kill chaos. And the only other thing and it's highly speculative, Naughty Dog hasn't announced anything that they're really working on past like The Last of Us 2. And they have 2 dev teams. So like they're cooking something up. I'm just kind of excited to see what it is. Like they dropped Uncharted 4 and then I know their team was making Lost Legacy, that came out. Their other team was already working on Last of Us 2. That Uncharted 4 team has to be working on something, and I'm kind of hyped to see like what it is. I hope it's not another Uncharted game. But
Are they going to do a soft reboot of that series with his daughter?
I think they could. Like spoilers, but the ending for Uncharted 4.
That game's been out for 2 years. They're
they
should have been free zone at this point.
Yeah.
But
I dropped a spoiler tweet from Metal Gear Solid 5 this morning. That's just a spoiler. The ending, it ends, you're playing as Nathan Drake's daughter, and very briefly, just to get to like the epilogue or whatever, and you see she has interests in exploring and things like that, similar to Nathan.
I think if they did a no combat Uncharted, if they figured out some way to do like a no gunplay Uncharted, I think that'd be pretty fucking cool.
I mean, they could. I'm playing this game, a Plague's Tale or Plague Tale or something.
Yeah.
The game is great. And as of right now, there's a few combat sections, but it's really just a puzzle. It's like you got to like avoid some hits and then like hit the enemy in very specific spots. And then that guy was the second guy that I've killed so far in like 6 hours of game. It really feels like Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. Like, I don't know if you guys remember that indie game. Also great. It's that era in Steam where everything was good. It's like I saw this Brothers game and I just bought it, you know? Like, I can't do that on Steam no more.
And the
Did
game,
you kill the person or did you get rats to kill them?
I killed a person. I just got rats to kill a person right now too. Anyways, good game. And I think if they could make a game that's like that, that's really puzzly and just cinematic, I think Naughty Dog could figure something out. That's my point.
So the name of that game, Mateo, is The Day Before.
The Day Before.
That game, I'm really interested in it because I don't play PC as much, but that
it looks like zombies plus the Division plus a little bit of Last of Us, some combination of those three.
Yeah, it's definitely an open world fucking game. It's super like multiplayer, like player versus like everybody, and us four drop in a world and we're just scavenging, trying to survive and doing tasks. I guess I don't know too much about it yet because they haven't released a lot, and people can come and attack us and kill us and take our shit.
Oh yeah, I saw a video on like they were in a high-rise building with a store on the first floor, and yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
And then they ended up in the somewhere in the lands with a house and a gas station and shit. Yeah, it looks really good, but then again, I'm also deciding whether or not if I should just switch to just console or just PC. Like and just stop playing on like my PS5 for certain things. I don't know because it's just weird.
Are you waiting on some games to come out? Because I've been kind of looking for a PS5, but I don't feel any rush right now. Because like what is there right now? Returnal, I guess, would be the main game that I would want to pick up on PS5 and play. But I'm in no rush to play that one.
Well, you're gonna have. Well, I was gonna say Back for Blood, but Back for Blood's on PC too.
Back for Blood is one that I'm excited about, dude.
That's gonna be pretty cool. I can't wait.
I think
for that.
like Returnal. I don't know if Final Fantasy VII ever dropped on PC.
Oh, the
original, not the remake.
Well, yeah, okay, that's what I meant. Like the remake, like when Remake 2 comes out or whenever, maybe on the PS6. It's like you'll probably want to play that. I don't know if Final Fantasy 16. Square usually releases their games on PCs just like a year, 2 years after release for whatever reason.
No, I've heard that by fall / early winter they're estimating or they're speculating that PS5s are going to be more available by that point. That's what they're claiming. But with the Delta variant and COVID and cases rising again, we'll see if there is another round of shortages for various computer parts and things like that.
This shit's
I know that Sony does a lot of its manufacturing and stuff like that in like China and in Korea. And those places have obliterated the coronavirus. So even with the Delta variant, I'd imagine that I feel like those places could
the chip shortages.
Right, the chip shortage is really what the problem is.
I think there's like a rare earth material shortage right now too, which I think a lot of those mines are in South America and Africa. I believe. I'm not positive.
Yeah, I know for sure in Africa is where I know where some of those chips come from, but like the materials to make them and stuff. Yeah, it's kind of a fucked up situation. Because like it's not just PS5s, it's even like Xboxes, it's even all these like graphics cards and things like that. Like they just haven't been able to produce them at the quantities that they would like because of COVID, pretty much.
And that's without even working in the stupid bots scooping up all those video cards for crypto mining.
Yep.
Crazy stuff, dude.
Also, Hot Wheels is dropping too.
Hot Wheels?
Yes. Yep. I'm on that one. I'm gonna have to get it because him.
It looks pretty interesting. I mean, it's just Hot Wheels, but
if it's anything like the N64 Hot Wheels game, I think it'll be amazing. The N64 Hot Wheels game was so incredible. Games at that time were just different. It'd be like you play a map and the maps had like secret areas that you could get to, not just to like speed through the level quicker, but you could unlock things. Like I remember those Hot Wheels games. They had a number of secret areas for like
Turok Rage Wars.
They had a number of secret areas for unlocking different cars, unlocking different skins for different cars, unlocking upgrades. That game was really a almost like a. It was like an event. Like, I don't know. Basically, you explored the track a lot more than you just like raced it. Like in that old Hot Wheels game, I thought it was really cool. I'm not a big racing guy, but I really enjoyed that game for that reason.
There was a Micro Machines game on PlayStation 1 that I played the absolute shit out of. It was super fun.
I'm still waiting for them to drop a remake of Bad Fur Day, Conker's Bad Fur Day. That was, that was my shit.
On the Xbox, right?
Yeah,
that was good. That was pretty good. I love that game.
That game was amazing. This little squirrel just cursing.
Mm-hmm.
The whole like, fuck you, bitch.
Wait, I feel like we jumped over how excited we are for Back for Blood real quick though, because I'm going to tell you those Left 4 Dead games are some of my favorite co-op experiences I've ever had in gaming. Like they're so well done, and this is made by I think a lot of the original developers of that series.
Yes,
it looks solid. It looks fun.
Dude.
It's as close to a Left 4 Dead 3 we're ever going to get.
Yeah. Felix had an Xbox back in the day before anybody I knew, a 360. I remember one time I went to Felix's house and I played Left 4 Dead at his crib, and I was so fucking hooked on this game. Something about it. It was one of the better gaming experiences I ever had on an Xbox, mind you, a console I've never owned. And I fucking adored the shit out of that game. And I played a shitload of it with Michael too. Michael loved playing Left 4 Dead. By the time Left 4 Dead 2 came out, though, I was kind of burnt out on that formula. I hope this game is like different enough from that, and it isn't just like a Left 4 Dead 3. Like I don't know. I feel like I need something a little bit more out of the game, like a little bit more of an objective, other than just get to this location.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'll
That's
definitely
why I
play
like
it.
that's why I like Deep Rock Galactic so much. If y'all never played that one, it's a PC game. I think may have come out on console, but you're basically a team of 4 dwarves, and you're sent into this rock to mine, right? So you have a primary and a secondary objective. The levels are always procedurally generated. You'll never play the same level twice, and the objectives change every time you drop. And it's just it keeps you engaged because you're always doing something different.
One of the best and most involved dev teams of any game right now too. Like they are constantly adding new shit into the game. They're one of the few devs that I've bought like cosmetic packs for just because of how
Yeah.
dedicated they are to keeping the game fresh and adding new things in. And they listen to the community. They do lots of community streams and take suggestions, and fantastic dev team.
Yeah. The point I was making with that is if they did that with Back for Blood, I don't know how they would do the procedurally generated stuff, because the levels in Deep Rock are basically they're self-contained, and they're easy to manipulate and create random versions of them. But I don't know how you would do that with like pre-built city assets or something like that. But I think
I,
gameplay like that would keep it fresh.
I think you could pull off the procedural stuff with the city, especially if it's like the original dev team, because they were kind of the Left 4 Dead series was really like one of the OGs of like, and Valve's done a lot of it too. All that procedural generated stuff where they procedurally generate the difficulty of the game. As strange as that sounds, like what zombies they throw at you and things like that, and they have like these. They have like these calculations in the background figuring out how stressed the player is. So it's like how many bullets you have, how much health you have left, how many med kits you have, how many times you guys have been down. All that stuff gets calculated and gets put into some formula and then that formula, the result is how stressed out are they right now, and depending on that value is how many zombies they throw at you, how if they're gonna hit you with like 3 of those big fucking like Incredible Hulk enemies like back to back, like and that was one way that game remained fresh, because as you got better, you would encounter more nonsense because you were less stressed. You could probably kill more zombies with less bullets. You probably didn't get hurt that much because you remember the maps, and then they'll throw more sirens, more everything at you, and it was I thought that was pretty cool. And if Mateo says a lot of the same dev team, I think they could pull stuff like that off and make it more interesting than just like enemies or whatever. So,
I'm pretty sure that one released in October. That seems like an appropriate time to release that game.
Halloween time.
Is it an Unreal game too?
Do not know. I don't know offhand if it is or not. Is it a good thing or a bad thing if it's an Unreal game?
Oh, it's absolutely good. They've done a lot of good things with the newest iterations of Unreal. I tell you what I'm looking forward to, and I might catch some heat from this just because of the ongoing issues with said company, but I'm really looking forward to Diablo 2 Resurrected. I know Mateo's got reservations.
Yeah, dude. I think I told you this before. I dropped off the Blizzard train back when they did that. They were suppressing the free Hong Kong movement stuff. I thought it was kind of shitty the way they approached that with some of their tournaments, things like that. And then I played a little bit of Overwatch with these guys in the last few months, but I'm kind of back on the fuck Blizzard train again. It doesn't fix anything. Obviously, I'm one consumer. It's definitely an industry-wide issue from what I've heard.
Yeah.
Blizzard is just the most high profile like example of this so far. I think Activision had some nonsense go down to, or when they were their own solo company, and I think Ubisoft has had some stuff. Like, it's obviously an industry-wide issue, but
and also Back for Blood is being developed by Turtle Rock Studios and being published by Warner Brothers.
Turtle Rock didn't they do CZ?
Fuck. Tony heard 0 words that you said. Unless Tony's down with Blizzard and he's just trying to suppress all Blizzard criticism.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a little bummed out about that because I'm a little excited for Overwatch 2 and this whole sexual allegations and the harassment and all that shit kind of puts a bad taste in your mouth.
That panel video was real fucking gross.
Oh my God. You saw that shit? Dude, this is like back in 2010 or something, 2009. Some woman walks up to a panel and she basically asks like, yo, you guys, Blizzard, you guys make a lot of cool, strong female characters, but are you guys looking into maybe making women that don't look like they're coming out of like a male, like a catalog. Like basically all the women are overly sexualized. And she was saying like they look like they come out of a porno magazine, is what she's saying. And she's like, are you looking into not doing that? And their response was like, we make strong, we make really cool females, women characters. Like, could you picture this character any other way? And then they're like, we'll look into changing which catalog they come out of, like basically saying we're gonna keep them sexual we'll
use Penthouse.
It was kind of funny and tone deaf maybe in that time. Like I think it was kind of shitty. Now with the context of like what's been going on there, it just looks like it's like, how fucking stupid could you guys be? Like,
on that panel is one of the dudes that is like one of the main people that they are complaining about in these in this I think it's a civil suit.
Yeah, I'm not even sure.
Or no, it's not a civil suit. It's an actual. It's from the department in California, I guess. Oh. But yeah, one of the dudes that's named in that a lot is one of the guys from the panel.
Crazy.
But Diablo 2 remake does seem interesting. Although I'm always weary about spending money on just an updated version of an old game.
Oh no, it's not just that. They're adding a lot of features to it. But I mean, Diablo 2 was such an iconic game for me when it first came out. I poured hours and hours listening to Toxicity playing that game, just back-to-back magic runs. Like, let's see how we can kill the most things the quickest. Like, it was just, I don't know, it was super fun.
I think y'all are forgetting how grindy that game was and how much time y'all spent just doing the same thing over and over and over again.
The game is a grind. You could call it Grind 2. Like, that's what it is. But I don't know. It's just a lot of fun. It's just nonstop action. I found it enjoyable.
Well, I think that Diablo game and Back 4 Blood game is definitely top 2 picks right now for
Battlefield.
Nah, not even Battlefield. I just lost interest in Battlefield, right? Of course, fucking Battlefield is the only game I'm fucking interested. What the hell? Being sarcastic as shit right now. Even though Back 4 Blood would be cool because we can play, but I think Doughboy would ruin that game for me. If there's any type of looting system or chest system in that game where you pick up guns that are dropped, it is gone, and Doughboy's there swiping it up.
The man's going to be juggling 5 chainsaws and all the best shotguns in the game.
Oh, this is the one that dropped. No, bitch, that's not the one.
Here's my old pistol.
In Borderlands 1, he'd go and pick up all the shotguns and the assault rifles, and he'll just throw his pistols down. He'll go, yeah, I don't know. The chest just had white pistols. You're like huh? Really? Fuck. You ran off in the middle of the fight, to open the chest.
Yeah, like, he doesn't help with the fight
there. There were enemies over there.
That was the second worst thing he does. He doesn't help with any of the tasks. It doesn't help fighting. He runs away from it. And it's like, bro, like, you're going to steal this shit. At least help us with it. Like,
it's an addiction, dude. He was addicted to getting the loot. He ran off mid-fight to go and get, like, fucking guns. That shit's crazy to me. He'd be like, yo, all right, Pooch and Tony, they could take it away from here. I'm going to run off and just get the items right now. And then we used to chase after him, leaving the enemies alive too. And then just stand there. He'd be like, what are you guys doing here? Huh?
You guys are not fighting?
And then no one would open the chest. We would just look at it. That was so stupid.
If a game has shared loot like that, that game also needs team damage.
Yeah, you need to be able to kill your friends.
Yeah. So I got another topic here for us, man. This one's good. I don't know if how it's a little maybe a little sensitive, depending on where you work or who you work with. But working with coworkers and their bad habits, whether they're disgusting or just annoying, and how do you deal with them and their habits, and the way that you don't get fired or offend people. And if you do and don't care about offending because it's already you had enough of it, fuck it. You know, that's also okay.
I have only one example of this. I think I've been pretty lucky. It's been years since I worked at my previous big tech company that I worked at, where there were a lot of really disgusting people, where Corey still currently works. But my current job, one of my coworkers, back when we were in the office, because I haven't been in the office in over a year at this point, that man used to trim his nails at his in his desk. And I always thought that was one of the weirdest things in the world. Like, he had little nails clippers and he'd just be there trimming his nails at the desk. It was a very weird habit to me. I'd trim mine at my house. I file my nails down. I do all my grooming at the house. I'm not taking like a razor to work and shaving in the bathroom or anything. So that to me was a weird thing. But I mean, I never saw a fingernail just hanging out in the middle of the floor.
Oh, so he cleaned up. He cleaned up.
Yeah, so he's not he's not being disgusting about it, I guess.
Yeah, that is strange. At least he had an old manager, and I'm pretty sure he used to clip his toenails at work.
No.
And that's fucking gross.
That's a power move, dude. You're in a conference call. You're like a meeting with one of your team members. You just pull your foot up and you start trimming your toenails.
Clack. You're like, oh, he doesn't give a fuck. No, I think it was the boss. So yeah.
So I have a lot of examples for this one. My biggest one, however, is pretty gross. And it's just grown-ass men not being able to wipe properly.
Oh my God!
And this happens one of two occasions. Yeah, it's the grossest. It's so disgusting. So when we were in the office, I sat on the end of an aisle, right? So I was right next to the main pathway and maybe 20 feet from the restrooms. So if somebody rolled up in there and dropped a deuce and walked out, either they dropped the serious, most permeating deuce on the planet, or they're in serious need of a bidet.
On this podcast, we are strong proponents of the bidet. Okay, so I'm glad you brought it up. We are believers. We're installers of the bidet. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'll be washing my hands after doing my business, and hear people come in there, drop a deuce, and then just leave, and you're like,
you don't hear the toilet paper rustle
at
all.
No, and I'm just like, what? How do you function as an adult? So that's my number one. Obviously, that's the grossest thing on the planet, especially when you gotta smell it and you're trying to be professional. It's like, get out of here with that nonsense.
You scared me for a second. I thought you were gonna say they didn't wipe their ass properly, and then you sat somewhere and then got shit on your pants or something.
Oh my!
No, I would have snapped. I would have snapped.
Yeah, I would
absolutely.
I'd get fired.
So my second one is food at your desk. So at said company, you have a cubicle, right? Your cubicle has overhead bins and drawers and things. People would leave food in their overhead bin for months.
Oh,
and I'm talking penicillin farms, brother. It is just, you'd walk by a section of the office and be like, oh, what is that? and then you start just perusing the aisles, and you're like, hey man, what's going on in here? And they'd open it up and there's just mold and gross. It's like, man, those are my biggest top twos.
That's terrible.
It's the worst. And again,
one of my friends shared a cube with this guy. He had an entire pantry in his cubicle, but it's a 2-person cube. I mean, he had sugar, honey, pepper, salt, crack, all the food types, all the food items. He had them, and they were all expired. They were all and he had all this fruit and all this stuff he would eat or just leave lying around. that cube had so many like fruit flies and bugs just flying. I was like, I don't even know where these things came from, but they're in here for you, man. Like, and it was fucking gross. Like, and I felt bad. Like, my friend fought for a while to like get moved out of there because he was in that nasty ass environment.
I would have just cleaned the house. As soon as that dude didn't come to work that day,
you clean his stuff.
Fuck out of here.
I think I might actually be on board with Tony here. I think that might be the solution: is just tossing his shit out and forcing that manager meeting.
Force it.
Of why did you throw shit away? Why did he bring all these fruit flies into my cubicle?
Why is he affecting my health?
Sandwiches,
This is all health hazards here. This is not safe. This is not. This fuck out of here. And if he has a problem with it, bro, we can go outside and fix this problem. You're gonna have a lot less problems when you gotta go fucking fix your jaw because you're fucking shitting all over the fucking office where I'm working at. Like, no way. You guys that's crazy. I couldn't deal with that shit.
And I'm kind of concerned because when we go back to the office, they're telling us that we're not going to have our own desks. Everything's going to be shared, and I don't like that.
Why wouldn't you?
I don't know. I don't know, but I'm an adult, right? Working for 20 years in the same, not the same role, but 20 years in the same career. I feel like I should have my own desk. If it's a cubicle, whatever, it's mine, right? Put my pictures up on the wall, whatever. But now I can't like make it personable, right? Because I got to share it with somebody else. So anything I bring to work might go missing the next day. And my biggest complaint is that when I have to do like work in a lab, I need to have hardware to stash somewhere. So usually I'd put it at my desk and lock it up. That's not going to be an option anymore.
Huh.
So I'm not people cutting their toenails at the desk I'm about to post up at, or half-eaten Cuban sandwich from Twin Peaks in the drawer. Like,
yeah, that's fucking hilarious. It's always an attack back to Doe, even when he's not here.
Doe is so attackable. Yeah, I mean, Lisi had another good one too. There was the same guy who clipped his toenails. He would floss his teeth at work.
No.
He had a floss string, and he would floss all his teeth, and then he would put the string back in his drawer.
No,
he would just use the same string.
Oh.
And I'm like, I don't know how often you guys floss, but when you floss, that shit smells awful.
It's going straight in the garbage.
He would pop the string into the drawer. Like, I'm saving that for later. Like.
Here's a pretty cool thing that my company does do. We have mouthwash in all the bathrooms with little cups, like little disposable cups you can use with the mouthwash. That's
incredible.
I thought that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
I don't use mouthwash too often now, but I would use it if it was readily available like that every time I went. Like, why not?
Yeah, dude. I go down to Mod Pizza and I load up my pizza with roasted garlic and chopped garlic and there's all. So that mouthwash is a lifesaver afterwards when you got like a team meeting.
That's just that sounds pretty dope, bro. Like, my whole life changed with a water pick, the water flossers, bro. The first time I used it, and that shit shot through and just cleaned the teeth, bro. I could smell, like you can smell it. I was just like, it's like morning breath. I'm like, oh, this was stuck in between. What? I'm like, so I'm walking around here with hot breath all the time? No fucking way in hell. My wife would have complained by now, right?
Wouldn't baffle.
And it's just like, bro, I always do a smell check too. Before I get in an area where there's people, I'll be like, all right, I'm good to go. I have weird things that I don't want people to be, exposed to. You know what I mean? Like if I'm musky, if I don't got deodorant, I'm gonna keep my armpits close to me and try not to make you smell me if I'm sweaty too much or whatever. But there's people at my job, they have stink breath. And for the most part here, you guys know me. Corey, you've met me. Like, you can kind of get my mannerisms and how I handle people in their ways. And as soon as their breath smells, I'll look at them and be like, yo, your shit stinks. Or, I'll be like, yo, your breath's kind of hot, bro. Get some shit going. And they'll look at me first and be like, damn, good luck, bro. I'm I'm gonna go handle that. And and it's rude in a way. I guess it could be rude, but you're saving that, dude. Like if my breath stink, and one of you guys told me, yo, Jose or Tony or El Caballo, your breath kind of hot. Like,
Check yourself.
Go check yourself. I bet. Thanks, bro. Because, God knows who I could be talking to the next 5 minutes. And now I got a bad reputation for hot breath. And it's just that's something I don't want.
I concur, actually. Like if I'm stinky in some way, or if it's something I can fix, let me know, man. Like
For sure.
100%.
You're looking out for that person.
As long as you're not being like, man, you got a trash ass mouth. Why your breath always so stink? It depends on how you're approaching it.
Hey, all right, this is a month straight. Your breath smells like 8 cans of shark shit. Okay, you need to figure this out. All right, you're like, damn, you've been holding that in. You're being mean.
You know what's made that worse, Tony? Made that whole thing worse, Tony?
What?
Is when you're wearing your mask.
You just stinking yourself out.
I've been buying cans of breath mints and shit just because, on the off chance that my breath is smelly, I'm gonna pop one of them and then put my mask on because I don't. I'm with you, man. I don't like stinky breath. That's just nasty because you don't know what it's coming from.
I have a friend. I literally have a friend that worked with a friend of his, and he would tell me that his breath smelled so bad that he couldn't muster the courage to tell him. He would offer him gum. Never wanted gum. The guy never wanted gum. And he would insist and never got the hint, never that. I'm like, yo, at times, like, yo, you just got to tell them, man, yo, your breath's hot, my dude. You talking to me and fix your shit. Like, if you got to go see a dentist if you have an actual hygiene problem. Like, something's rotten. You need to go get that shit fixed. It's simple shit. But I think people nowadays are just too sensitive or insensitive or I don't know what. Fuck that, bro. Fix yourself. Help me help you. Like, that's simple as that.
I don't know that I would tell my coworker there that their mouth is rotten.
No, don't say that. I'm saying in my mind.
Tony would, and not because he's this brave guy or whatever. It really is that he works in an environment where I feel like when you work more like blue collar jobs, the people you're working with, everybody's just a little bit more themselves. Like the work environment's a little bit more down to earth. So like sometimes Tony calls me while he's at work and they're in the middle, yo, fuck you, mother, blah, 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 blah. And they're talking like that. And it's like, I've never spoken to anybody like that in my job.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like when you're in those types of environments, it's easier to stoop to the level of what some would qualify as disrespect and telling someone like, yo, your armpits stink, or yo, like your breath stinks, or yo, those types of things. Like, I feel like those conversations are much easier when you're in like a more corporate environment. Everything is very hush hush. There, you got an HR department. Like if you tell somebody something and they feel some type of way, then next thing you know, you're talking to HR about, oh, why'd you tell so and so that they stink? And you're like, well, because they stink, and I was just telling him so they could fix themselves. And then I was like, yeah, but you need to be considerate about. And you're like, holy shit, like. So you could end up in that whole conversation. That's been like there. It's not.
You've been there.
Yeah. So it's like I feel like it's not so much like judgment of character of telling these people. I think also like your work environment kind of speaks to that too.
You're 100%
like, there's people
correct.
at my job, I mean, if you work in tech, you already know that the types of people that tech attracts are like the loner types, and a lot of those people, man, they're a little stank. All right, like there's a guy at my job. Like to Corey's point, I don't think this guy wipes his ass. You could smell his ass as he was like walking around. Like you could smell the smell of ass.
Yep, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
And he purchases quality colognes. And he drenches himself in cologne. So he walks around. Yeah, it makes my stomach turn. Because what you smell is cologne with like a pungent ass. And it just makes my stomach just like twist and knots. It's and Tony already knows I don't do fucking stinks well. I'd be like, I'm a man of faces. Like when I smell something, I'd be like, And people look at me like, "Oh, what's going on?" I'd be like, "Nah, man, I just thought of something crazy." No, and now I'm just stuck playing it off because I don't want to tell the guy like, "Yo, I just smelled this stank ass." Like,
That's the difference between me and Pooch. He'll play it off, and I'll be like, "Yo, did you smell that shit?" Yo, who the fuck stinks like that? Like, that's my reaction. And that's because of where I work, right? Like he said, like, it goes back to that. Like, if I was in an office setting, I think I would probably be a little bit more filtered, maybe, or I'd probably be fired.
I'll tell you straight up, I'm not.
It's just rough, bro. Like, I work with a dude who literally cooks fish in a microwave for lunch.
Oh, that's the worst.
Bro.
No. No, sir.
Yeah. He has fish, he brings it, and he puts it in the microwave. And the whole fucking shit smells like fish. And everybody gets mad, right? And I'm the outspoken one. So is everybody there. But I'll be like, yo, my dude, if you're cooking fish, let everybody cook their shit in the microwave, heat their shit up in the microwave first, and then heat your shit up. Because every time I go behind you after your fish fucking lunch, my food now smells and tastes like fucking fish.
Yeah,
he's like, oh,
the worst.
You have a problem with the way I eat? Yeah, I have a problem with the way the fuck you eat, bro. That just stinks, bro. The whole fucking break room smells like fish. No one wants to eat here when you cook fish. Mind you, it's his lunch. He needs to eat. Cool, I get that. Fuck out of here. I'm not trying to smell fucking fish, especially this bass fish, canal fish that you're fucking cooking. Like, this ain't good fish you're cooking. This is some bass fish. Like, fuck out of here. I'm not trying to smell that shit.
canal fish. That's a Florida problem.
Just disgusting, bro.
At my job, right? Some guy got caught fishing like on the campus of where we work, and there's a lot of little like lakes and ponds, and they had to send out an email like, "Yo, no fishing at work." Like, and so we we worked in like this open area. So there's probably like 200 people, maybe 150 people. We all sat in a room. It was a pretty large room, and it had like a break room. The break room was in the room. The whole thing was open. There was like no cubes. Like I sat at a desk, and there was a whole bunch of people that sat at the desk with me. Like, we had, enough personal space. Like I have 3 monitors, multiple computers, all that stuff. I got my own drawers, overhead bit, things like that. But there's no cube, so you could see pretty much everybody. Like if you poke up a little bit, you could see everybody in the room. And there was a microwave in the room because the kitchen was also in the room. The break room wasn't like detached or anything. And one day somebody brought and microwaved fish in the microwave. And the whole fucking room, this isn't a break room. Like, oh, no, I don't want to hit the break room. This is where you got to sit for 10 hours or 9 hours, whatever you're going to work. Yo, and it just smelled like fish for hours.
No one said nothing?
And, oh, my God, there was uproar. People were like, people were looking around trying to see who the fuck just microwaved the fish. And yes. There was this one like redneck dude who's like, I don't care, I'm gonna eat my fish. Like he was like, and everybody was like, people were emailing HR. It was a whole fucking thing. Someone printed out these signs like, do not microwave fish at work. And then we thought it was funny, so we printed a second one of it and we put it right next to the sign, and then we used permanent marker over the word microwave. So it said, do not microwave fish at work. Do not fish at work.
So,
and this happened twice, dude. There's just smells that are just so fucking pungent. Like it's thick. You could feel that the air is like thicker. Yeah, fish is one of those smells.
I got another one for you as far as food in the workplace. Burnt popcorn.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
People have literally evacuated thousands of employees because they burn popcorn in a microwave and it sets off the fire alarm.
Oh,
this happens so often that there was an internal knowledge base article written on how to microwave popcorn.
What the fuck?
You're talking about 3 stories of a building completely evacuated because of a fire alarm that went off. And, it takes maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, make sure everybody's accounted for, make sure there's not an actual structure fire. and then get everybody back in there just because somebody hit the wrong damn button on the microwave. And then I don't know if you've ever smelled burnt popcorn before, but it's like a fart. It's terrible, and it lingers. And it's gross. It's the worst.
The funny
I don't
thing
think
is,
I've ever smelled burnt popcorn like to that extent.
It's bad.
the funny to that, what I would do to that every Friday and Monday around 2:00. Yep, boys, I'm working here early today. Like, I would fuck that shit up. That would be my to go every Monday and Friday, because fuck Mondays and I want to go home on a Friday. Like, you know, and at that point they would have to put a camera in to see what dickhead's the one that's actually fucking doing it.
They'll fire your ass.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Tony,
man.
I was gonna say there is a solution for your fish guy at work. You just need to buy him his own microwave and set it up outside on an outdoor power outlet, and then he can just make his fish out there.
Bro, there's 2 microwaves in
Now,
this
the
fucking...
redneck guy, he'd do it. He don't give a fuck.
There's 2 fucking microwaves. One up front in the front office with the inside sales rep and managers, and then there's the regular blue collar workers that work outside and mechanic work and that break room. I was like, yo, go up front and do that. He's like, I don't want to walk all the way over there, and then they're gonna complain. Motherfucker, there's only 2 up there versus the 6 that are back here, and we see you every day. Who you really give a fuck about here? Go up front and cook that shit, and
Those dudes up front could probably get you fired for real though.
Yeah.
fuck out of here, bro. That shit stinks so fucking bad.
If it's a fireable offense in one microwave, it should be a fireable offense in the second microwave.
Exactly. And it's
I
cool.
don't disagree, but you already know how hierarchies at work and shit like that work. The guys in front office, man, the boss probably sits up there himself. He got to smell that shit. He's probably firing somebody. He's like,
No, yeah, but it's still like, and then I'm in charge of like most of the things in the break room. Like, I just bought a new Keurig for the break room, and because the old one had algae in it, because no one fucking decided to clean it or change the filter, so that shit happened. And it's just like, bro. And then another thing too that I hate, the bathroom. There's a bathroom. Everybody has like their unspoken bathroom that they kind of like to go to. I have my bathroom that I love to go to, because I used to go in the front office with the managers and ISR and shit in their bathroom, because they have better bathrooms. The ones in the back were just like terrible. And I used to shit, and I'll leave the door open purposely some days and let that shit roam through the hallways for all these managers and the sales guys. And they would complain.
God.
They would complain because the whole place was fucking stink, right? And then I use air fresheners too. But then when they want to go use the bathroom, that aroma's still there. So they were like, yo, you can't shit up here no more. Da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, bro, I can shit anywhere in the bathroom here. I can shit anywhere. So they made a mess in the bathroom one day and let the manager walk into the bathroom. They're like, yo, who made this mess? Oh, that was Jose. These guys always come up here. So the manager was like, Jose, why did you leave a mess? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, look, I bought you a brand new toilet seat for the bathroom in the back that no one likes to use because that toilet seat's broken or whatever. So here, you install it. You can use that bathroom. Just you can't be making a mess. I'm like, bro, I never made no fucking mess. And I look behind them, and the 2 ISR fuckers back there are laughing because they're the one that just left shit on the ground. All right, cool. I cleaned this one bathroom. Big, it's like a handicap bathroom. It's big, has room, leg space, whatever. I cleaned it up, mopped it, disinfected the new toilet seat, air fresheners, fucking the works. Now everybody likes to use this bathroom. And it's cool. It's a public bathroom. Everybody can use it. But the problem that I have, when I have to come and take a shit, there's piss on the fucking toilet seat. Why the fuck? We're grown men. I make this complaint every morning when we have meetings. I'm like, yo, we're fucking grown. Which one of you dicks is pissing on a toilet seat? And I'm like, yo, what I'm going to do every time someone's in the bathroom, I'm going to wait for you to come out. And I'm going to check the toilet seat. And if it's you pissing, I'm calling you out. I'm tired of fucking almost shitting myself because I got to wipe and disinfect the toilet seat every time. I don't go in the other bathrooms because it's too small. I'm a big guy. I don't need to be like, they bought this toilet seat for me. Fuck out of here. This is my bathroom. And it's like, I'm thinking I'm also about buying a bidet for the workplace and installing it. I was thinking about it the other day, but then it's like, damn, now I'm gonna have multiple people using it. I don't know about that, you know. But
I mean, they're
whatever.
cheap. You could get a cheap bidet for $25. You could get like 3 or 4 of them, install them, and then all the stalls have bidets. So then no one would be like, "Oh, that's the bidet stall. That's the one everybody shits in that one."
I don't know.
Tony,
Yeah,
you could just set up.
You find turds on toilet seats, toilet paper on toilet seats, piss all over seats. It's like, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with people.
Tony, you could just save yourself some trouble cleaning that up next time. Just get one of those cans of the bubbles, the whatever that bathroom bubble cleaner is.
The scrubbing bubbles.
Scrubbing bubbles. Just spray down the entire bathroom and then set off the fire alarm, and the sprinkler system will come on. And it'll just cleanse everything down.
Nah,
yeah,
that's a lot of work.
Dude, 2 o'clock on a Monday, bro.
Yo, I saw a video of a guy. He climbed all the way up in like a Home Depot. Like, just, you know how in Home Depot they have like them shelves that are like 20, 30 feet in the air? He climbed all the way up there, and everybody was like staring at him, recording video now. They're like, what the fuck is this guy doing? It like he's acting crazy. He whips out a lighter, and he climbs even higher, like onto, now he's like hanging on the rafters of Home Depot. And now he's like, he looks like fucking Spider-Man. He's like kind of like, his hands and feet are on the ceiling. Like he's hanging on the rafters. And he whips out a lighter out of his pocket. And he starts lighting the fucking, you know, the
little red needle.
The sprinkler system, right? And he lights that shit up. And then out of nowhere, it looks like this guy, you'd think the shit was a sprinkler, right? Hell no, this ain't no goddamn sprinkler. It looked like this guy got Kamehameha, bro. Like, he just flew off of the ceiling. I'm sure it's terrible to say. He might be dead.
Oh my God.
In the video, the guys were a couple aisles over, so you don't see him like where he lands or how. But like, I could only imagine this guy 25 feet in the air. Just, dude, he took this thing full force to the face, and you saw him fall off. Like,
oh man,
so, I gotta find this video. It's terrible.
Yeah, you got to. That's fucking wild. Why was he doing that in the first place?
I don't know. The video started with him climbing up. I don't know. He maybe got mad with the customer service and said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna wet this whole motherfucker." He didn't realize. I was on that subreddit, win stupid prizes. It was one of the best.
Damn.
It's like, you know, do stupid shit, win stupid prizes.
What was his plan there? I don't understand.
I don't know.
That's funny. That they had their own little security system for their fucking sprinklers. It just fucking Kamehameha. Yeah. Fucking Goku just comes out of nowhere and just blasts you.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if there's a fire in those buildings, they want to put them out ASAP. So they dump like tons of water really fast, like to put the fire out. But I think he thought it was like the movies where it's just like a little sprinkler. I don't think they work like that. And I heard that water stinks. That water's in those tanks for decades sometimes.
Yeah. So the only other workplace grievance that I have is motherfuckers that will have clothes in the washer for days, and then they wake up that morning and throw them in the dryer and wear them to work, and so they just smell awful.
Everyone thought that you had a washer and dryer at your work there.
I was
for
like,
a second.
what?
No, I'm talking about the homeboy that's like, I need to wash my blue jeans. Throws them in on Saturday, forgets to put them in the dryer, pops them in a quick dry on Monday morning, then rolls into the office. That shit stinks, bro.
They smell like
it's a wet dog.
That damp,
yes.
that like dank smell.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say dank. That smells like everybody associates dankiness with marijuana now. It smells like what you'd imagine like a wet cellar smells like.
Exactly.
It's fucking gross.
It's potent, and it's like you can smell it from halfway across the building.
I would love to be in these offices. I would love to just act like one of your coworkers and just work in the office. Just show up into your job one day, sit at a random desk, and just act like I'm doing my job. And when someone comes by, I'll just scream out, "Yo, what the fuck? What the fuck?" And everybody would look, and I'll be like, "You fucking stink, bro. Go the fuck home and shower." And I'll walk up and get away, and everybody would just be there like, "I've been wanting to say that for years."
Yeah.
Like, I just want to be that guy that helps people. You know what I mean? Just like, I want to help people.
You're a helpful guy, Tony. Come on.
Yeah,
this
bro.
is
looking out for him.
This is a Tony
to just be like
service.
the helpful worker. Like he just acts like he's doing work. to blend in and then call out people with their stinks.
This is a job for real.
He can start his own company. He can be a stink consultant.
Yep.
No, you gotta spin it with a PC title, right? So he'll be the what is it? The positive change enforcer.
Hey, yeah. I'll just sit there. You just tell me who's the of the accusers, which one of them, and I'll just sit there. And one day I'm just gonna explode on them. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, hey, and I get paid like $100 an hour to do this.
Oh wow, I don't think that's healthy. But...
No.
Oh wow, this is a blurry effect there, Corey.
Yeah, my camera does that sometimes. I don't know.
I thought that was Mateo doing his like editing mid pod. I was like, whoa, what the fuck, Mateo?
No, it's focusing on Corbin.
Well, since we're on the same topic with you know, jobs and shit like that, piggybacking off of it, telling people the truth, right? Like if someone asks you a question, like for example, if my wife asked me a question and say, hey, does this dress make me look fat? Do they really want to know the truth? Or do they want to know a lie and be like, no, baby, you look beautiful in that shit. Like, nah, it makes your ass look fat. Like, that shit look good. Like, you know, do you tell them the lie or do you want to tell them the truth? Like, and that's just an example. Like, it doesn't have to be a woman. It could be, you know, either sex or non-sex, whatever. But, you know, would you want to tell them the truth and would they want it?
So that's going to be very situational. My wife, if I don't tell my wife the truth, it's going to be a worse conversation down the road. So it's like you tell me, you know, what you think, give me your opinion, and if you give me some bullshit line, and I know it's going to be a bullshit line, we're going to have words.
Damn.
So yeah, my wife don't play around when it comes to that stuff.
That's like a setup then.
Yeah.
If she could smell the bullshit, that means she already knows the answer to the question she's asking. This is entrapment.
Well, so okay, let's be fair. Is that question almost always an entrapment? Probably, because you know, before they ask you that question, they're staring at themselves in the mirror in this clothing. They've already got their opinion formulated. It's like, okay, I know what I think. Let's go see if they agree with me or not without telling them what I think. And that's how the fight starts.
I think in general, people don't really want the truth. Like even when you're like, you know, when people ask you for advice on a situation, they don't want your advice. They just want you to sign off. They just want that cosign on whatever they're already thinking about doing. 90% of the time, that's why someone's asking for advice. They already know what they want to do. They just want someone else to say, yeah, that's what I do too. So they can just be like, cool, that's what I'm going to do.
So just be upfront with it. Like, I'll tell you straight up, like, yo, so do you want my cosign or you want me to tell you the truth? That's it. Now the ball's in your court. You tell me what I want to do. I can alley-oop it to you or I can just dunk it. Like
this is a weird episode because I agree with Tony once again with that approach to this. I think that is the best way to approach that. I think sometimes you just got to call people on their bullshit and be like, which one do you want the truth? Is that
you can't handle the truth?
You guys are out of your fucking mind.
Yeah,
you're telling me that if like if your wife walks up to you and her hairdo is a little fucked and she asks you, yo, does my hair look fine? That you're gonna tell her, do you want the truth or do you want me to tell you what you want to hear? That is not the right approach. Okay?
It's not, because that's going to turn into an instant fight because they're going to be like, well, that means you think it looks like shit or you think I look fat. I'm like, well, hang on. I didn't say that. And it's just going to snowball from there.
It sounds like it's a setup either way, though.
I think what you do is this is why God himself invented the white lie. Okay, there are situations where if someone could fix a problem, yeah, you stink. Yeah, your breath stinks. Yeah, your makeup looks a little bit, you know, maybe you need to touch it up a little bit. Like whatever. Like things that are fixable. Yeah, that outfit doesn't go. Maybe you should try different clothes on. Things like that. Like, yeah, I think those are fine things to be like honest about. And I think generally it's going to be received pretty well. Are you guys there? Oh God, you
Yeah.
guys froze! I swear to God, I said, "Yo, the internet went out."
Me and
Yo.
Mateo are in sync right now.
You and Mateo were looking at your phones, and I swear you guys are frozen. I was like, "Holy fuck!" No, I think in those situations it'll be received pretty well, but I think in like if it's things like, "Oh, do I look fat in this thing?" It's like the answer's no. Like whether
Yeah,
they
for
do
sure.
look fat or they don't look fat, the answer is no. Because what you're gonna tell them? Yeah, you look fat. Like
No.
that.
There's some sorry, so let's get down to real specifics here. There is some questions where I'm gonna not lie, but I'm not gonna tell the truth, right? So it's a white lie. If my wife tells me, "Hey, babe,
you're not."
do I look fat in this?" I'm be like, "In what way do you mean fat?" Like,
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
I'm gonna be like, "Is your ass fat?" Cause yeah. Are you saying your stomach looks fat in this thing? When you turn that way, maybe. But if you look this way, you're gonna look great. Let's you know. But no, I'm not gonna tell my wife she's fat. Like, I'm not gonna tell her that. But
I don't think you'll do that. You're lying right now.
Emily's asked me questions before. She's like, "Hey, how do I
I'm
look?"
not saying that once in a blue. I'm saying that if you're telling me every time your wife asks you if she's fat, your response is fat in what way?
No.
You're fucking insane.
Let's define
No.
fat.
No.
Define fat.
She won't
I
even.
can tell you that I've been married for 8 years. I've been with my wife for over 10, I think. And she has never once asked me, does this make me look fat?
Yeah, she's never asked me that same thing. Does it make me look fat? They'll ask me, "So how does this look on me?"
Yeah. That's an easier conversation to have, right? Because like Pucho was saying, like, okay, yeah, maybe that shirt doesn't go with those pants, or you should wear a different pair of shoes or something like that.
Yeah, no, and that's what I'm getting at. Like, she'll tell me that, and I'll be like, "Oh, it might look better with this." Because I ask her the same questions. I'll put an outfit on, and in my head, I'm looking for a cosign. But in reality, she's just gonna tell me what it is. And that's the relationship that we have. Like, she's just gonna tell me, like, "Nah, I think this would look better like this," or she'll make a face, and the face is an answer. Because no one can really, like, I can't hide my facial reactions as well as some others. Like, I'll just look and be like, and she has that in the way too. So I'll be like, "All right, so this doesn't look good then, right?" She's like, "No, do it this way." I'm like, "All right, cool." And he would go from there. But no one, like, we're not sensitive like that. So I'm also not gonna say, "Yeah, you look ugly as you're fat as fuck in that shit." Like, I'm not gonna do that. That's kind of beast.
See, I think the only time I can lie is during games or for jokes. I think otherwise, you ask me a straight up question, my face will give me away every single time. Now, Corey
has a terrible poker face.
Now, Corey can co-sign though. Like, we're playing something like Secret Hitler that's all about social deduction. I can deadpan. I can get straight into the lying. But in everyday life, terrible poker face. Like, I'll give myself away every single time.
Yeah, the way the master move of mine to my wife's now gonna start looking out for this, but it doesn't matter because it's a control mechanism. The way you control your face is like, say you're playing video games and then someone asks you a question that you know, okay, this is something that I might like. I might make a facial reaction and give away like a feeling or whatever. Right? Someone's like, hey, blah 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 blah, and then it's like, you kind of just ignore the question for like 2 seconds to like compose yourself so that when you turn, you're already in like a deadpan mode, even if the answer is not like, oh, no, you look great. And, and they might look great, right? So it's like, oh, no, like, there was no need for it, but it's the safest way, man, is you fix your face before you go and confront a situation. I do this at work all the time. People ask me a question, and I have to think about like how I'm gonna talk. I'm like, all right, man, you got to get that ghetto out your voice. You need to like chill a little bit. All right, and it's like, hey, how you doing, Bob? And, you know.
Nah, yeah, I get it. Me, I'm a little different. I'm not gonna. Is he frozen?
He is definitely frozen.
So you could probably still hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
My camera, I need to build a new rig. My camera does this thing to where it just disappears off the face of the map. And I have to literally disconnect it and reconnect it.
Huh,
Can take a quick time out here. We can.
that face looks amazing right there. That little
Yeah,
icon.
keep going, Tony.
So my thing
There we
is, when it comes to that, right? Like, just tell them on some things like that. Just tell them, they're like, yo, cosign or hurts. I think that's right there is what you need to say. Cosign or hurts.
Or hurts.
Because you're going to hurt their feelings if you tell them the truth, right? Their feelings are going to get hurt.
I think that gives away the game right at the start, though.
Oh, you want to be sneaky with it. Oh, okay. I like that, Mateo. Damn. Mateo,
It's not
we're
about being sneaky.
on
It's
a vibe
about-
right now. And I think it's because Doughboy's not here. I like this vibe.
Or are we blaming the Doughy brings all the negative energy? Is that what we're saying here?
Yeah.
He's gonna watch this. He's gonna be tight.
Oh, yeah, he's tight. He's tight.
I think I'm not. Maybe it's the way that you're wording it, because like I think for some situations I do that. Like sometimes my wife comes over and she starts complaining about something, and I have a tendency of going into like solution mode, where it's like, oh, this happened and this happened, and it's like, all right, well, hold on, because the first thing we could do this, and the second thing we could do this other thing, and like I'm trying to like solve problems, but sometimes she just wants to vent. So now my new thing is once I feel the conversation's getting venti, I'd be like, yo, hold up 1 second. Do you want me to just listen, or do you want me to like help you in what you're talking about? And I'll just be straight up about that. And then she'll straight up tell me what she wants out of the conversation. And then I'll just kind of play it that way, because I find that sometimes I get into arguments like someone's coming to me to just complain about problems, and I'm telling them like, all right, well, stop complaining, like let's solve these things, like, and that's not the vibe that they're on. But they didn't communicate the fact that they were just coming and they just wanted to say their complaints without solutions,
Butcher, you
yeah.
you just covered a big conversation that me and my buddy Josh have all the time, because we're both from the IT world. We did help desk, we did sysadmin. He's in DevOps now, whole thing, right? We have a fixer personality type, and like we had there was just this revelation of like, oh shit, like we need to not do that in our personal life. We need to realize that people just want to vent sometimes, and they don't necessarily need you to try to fix every problem. And that's a hard habit to fix. And that exact thing that you said, like that conversational question right at the beginning, like, hey, is this a venting, or is this you want my help to fix something, is so useful with approaching that.
Yeah, I don't know how. I haven't done it too much in people that I'm less familiar with, but at least my wife knows my personality. That I could tell her like, hey, like I could basically give her that question, and she'll give me her answer, and I know that like no one's offended in that situation. Which I don't think anybody should be offended. Like there are times that people just want to vent. It's why people go on social media and put that they're having a bad day or something. They just need to get that out into the world.
That shit bugs the fuck out of me.
That bothers you? Or what other people do bother you?
No.
I thought you said you don't care about what other people do.
No. Like people who do that are the first ones to get mad when someone comments on it. That's my problem with this. If you're venting, you just found out your girlfriend's cheating on you, or your boyfriend's cheating on you, or something happened, and you put it on Facebook. Once you put it on social media, now anyone can comment and make their judgments. Don't get mad when they judge it. That's all, and then they get mad. So my problems with these people are like, yo,
But why would you judge it?
because it's on social media, and I could do that now. I can now, if you put up there, oh, I just fought with my
I'm
wife.
saying, why would you? You're saying you do it because you can?
No, I'm just saying anyone could. I don't do it, but I'm saying that anyone could just go and, like, if you did it with Lacey, right? Oh, Lacey's acting crazy today. Got me all pissed off. I'm going to come out there, well, maybe need a new wife.
Right.
Right?
Why would you do that?
Because I can do that. I'm saying, like, anyone can do that. Once you put it on social media, anyone can do what the fuck they want now at this
It's
point.
like anytime someone leaves the house, like they're subjected to getting punched in the face by me.
Yes.
I could do that to anyone, but
Yes.
I don't do it.
Just because you don't mean it can't happen.
Yeah, but like social media changes the dynamic in terrible ways like that. Like Tony is saying, like, I don't know, if it's like if someone told you, hey, I just found out my girlfriend's been cheating on me for the last 4 months or something. Is your response in person going to be, well, sounds like it's time for a new girlfriend, or is it going to be like, my bad, dude, that sucks?
No, my response to that would be,
but on social media, people will do that nonsense of like, oh, well, you should have known that man was no good, or like some shit like that. And that's shit that like it. I don't know. Social media breaks people's abilities to recognize what normal conversation should be like, what normal responses to situations should be like.
Tony, he's talking
Not to
about
mention,
you.
no, I'm not making.
You're the person who's forgetting what a normal human response to a situation is.
No, I'm
to
not
mention
because you can, like, it's okay.
No, I'm not saying I'm going to do that. I'm giving an example. Like once you subject yourself to the internet, be prepared that anyone can fucking comment and say something that you might not like. That's all.
See, I have the opposite take. I think that people should be less shitty, so you don't have to think that anyone's going to comment and make some statements like that.
Yeah, just be. I mean, and it's mostly your friends that would say something fucked up in a jokingly way. Like that's, you know what I mean. But it's like, bro. First off, I don't put none of my beef business with my wife or my personal shit on social media like that. Like, there's people that be like, man, stressful week. I got that. Like, you looking at this point now, my comment to you is, yo, you want attention or you venting?
I think the biggest thing they're looking for is just somebody to relate and talk to them.
Cosign shit.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. What was that quote? If you can't stand criticism, be nothing, or something like that. You walk out like Pucho was saying, like you walk out your front door, you're gonna be criticized by someone. Like it's gonna happen. So just deal with it.
Yeah.
More in an adult manner, right? I mean, take it with a grain of salt, but I don't know. Social media is weird. I was reading an article probably last week about how it's really been a detriment to society because of the younger teenagers feeling more lonely because all they do is sit on their smartphones and they don't go out and do stuff like we did as kids. Don't come back till the streetlights come on, that sort of mentality. Of course, this pandemic doesn't help, right?
Yeah. But yeah, I think social media definitely has its detriments with like image issues, comparing yourself to other people that are no one on the internet's portraying themselves as reality. So you see someone with all their makeup and they're all did up, and then you just rolled out of bed and you look at yourself and it's like you're comparing two different versions of each other. It's like it's not like there's those types of issues. I feel long term though, I wonder like how much of a detriment it is. Like I feel like from like a connections, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of ways that there's very interesting ways that social media can impact the world. A lot of bad ways too, right? Like there was like the Boston bombing. Social media identified the wrong bomber, and they had like cops running up in this guy's crib and shit. I think as technology grows, like maybe those things will be like better. You
ever read Snow Crash, Puchel?
No.
So it's a cyberpunk dystopian kind of novel, right? But you were talking about like comparing yourself to like these ideal versions of people because they have makeup on and a filter applied and all that shit. In that world, like everything's in like augmented reality all the time, so everyone's got their avatars they have. I think it's Snow Crash. It might be another one, but it's a dystopian novel I was reading where like everyone's got their avatars all the time. But this guy, like his shit starts glitching out, so he sees people like as they are, and everyone just looks like trash because you have these projected avatars over yourself all the time. So why do you need to worry about actually brushing your hair or anything? Right. So his glitched out, and everyone on the train just looks awful because everyone just looks like they have just bedhead and like yellow teeth and just they're wearing like just shitty like sweatpants and a t-shirt or something.
That's interesting. That kind of reminded me of Ready Player One for a second, but
yeah, that's what I was just trying to think of the movie. That is that one, right? Where it's like weird. And there's also another movie too where it's like an avatar lobby in the world, and everybody's just these fake avatars. And when you look into their real life, it's like this fucking overweight person with mad food all over him and just smelly and shit. And yeah, that's cool.
Yelling for more cheesy poofs.
But yeah, I think like going back to our earlier stuff though, like I feel like when people are posting things like that on social media, they're looking, like Corey said, for someone to validate their feelings, and basically a person being like, yeah, that happened to me. Oh yeah, I had a rough day at work this week, or what are you getting into this weekend? Maybe like that's what they're looking for. We all know that's what they're looking for. They're not looking for you to tell them to dump their current girlfriend. Like that for a fact.
Which ties back into the original topic too, because that's basically what people are looking for. They're looking for that cosign, that validation. I think most of the time people aren't looking for a truthful answer to things. No. I think there's a certain level of like comfort you have to have with a person, and also a little bit of distance. Because I don't think I like your examples y'all have given. I don't think you can do that with a significant other necessarily, because there's a lot of self-esteem and things like that tied into a relationship typically. Like, I don't know, you want your partner to find you sexy all the time. You want your partner to find you desirable. So I think it changes some of the dynamics. Whereas Corey could ask me, hey man, does my belly looking a little big in this shirt? And I can just honestly answer him, because I've known the guy since we were 8 years old, and I'm not trying to sleep with him. Like I care about his feelings, but I don't care about whether he thinks that I find him desirable or not,
Right.
That's funny that you brought that example up, because I do that with Doughboy a lot. Like, Doughboy will wear a shirt that's too tight. And, he's a big guy. And I'd be like, yo, Dough, like, that might be a little too tight.
But you also volunteer that information.
Yeah, is that unprompted?
He doesn't ask you, do you think this shirt is too tight?
I'm looking out for my boy.
Yeah, but he didn't ask you.
You don't need to ask me. As a friend, I'm gonna help you, bro. Just like I would expect the same from you. If I'm wearing some fuckboy shit, let me know. It's simple as that. Yo, Doughboy and Jesus came down from New York one time, and I was wearing fucking like, I guess it was a while ago, like an Echo button down. They're like, yo, you wear Echo? Like, who the fuck wears Echo? These motherfuckers, I didn't ask for it, but they gave it to me. And I never wear Echo again. I swatched up.
They're assholes for that.
Yeah.
Tony, I said this last night, and I'm going to say it again. We're not fuck boys anymore. If anything, we would be fuck men.
Yeah, we're fuck men. And it's just, it's just that thing. It's just like, I told Doe, like, yo, this and that. And we all know Doe's a little bit of the more sensitive one out of us four. And when it comes to certain things, he gets tight. And what the thing is, too, that Doughboy wear the shirt anyways. We got out on the block of New York City, and some chick gave him a good compliment. Yo, fire shirt. No, your swag's fire. Doughboy instantly looks at me because someone co-signed it. And he looked at me like, she likes it. I'm like, my bad, though.
Exactly.
Like, all right, cool. Fuck it.
Well, yeah, because like you made him feel self-conscious about it, and then now he's gotten validation enough to say, like, I don't need to value your opinions. Basically, I didn't ask you for your opinion. I didn't need it.
And here's proof it's wrong.
Here's proof that you're wrong. Like, no, for sure. You do the same thing, Tony. I'll tell something to Tony that Tony doesn't like. He'll wait till someone else pulls up, and he'll ask them the question to see if they could give him the validation he was looking for, and then instantly rekindle the argument. He's ammo bagging.
I've never ammo bagged you on that.
You didn't know what you were talking about. You're wrong. I'm right.
I've never ammo bagged you like that.
Tony is still waiting on someone to tell him that his burgers that he made were the best burgers they've ever had.
All of y'all already told me that shit was fire. Fuck out of here. All of y'all. First off, no burgers were burnt in the making of any of that. Not one. Not one was burnt.
I'm gonna call you Blackbeard Burn, something like that. Blackburn, yeah, dude. Them burgers
were not burnt.
They were cooked thoroughly. Okay, they're good. They just could have been cooked less.
And those are shitty frozen burgers. If I had a real, ground burger, fucking freshly made in a package. But nah, man.
What you should do is you should ammo bag this. You know what? I love ammo bagging. You should ammo bag this and attack Doughboy with it.
Oh, you're wait.
Because Doughboy was one of the first to comment on how shitty your burgers were. I didn't think they were shitty at all. I just thought they were a little overdone. And mainly they weren't even. It wasn't not even overdone like that. The main thing was that you smoked out this whole area, and that I found that hilarious. Dude, it looked like someone dropped a fucking bomb in this patio. It was intense.
That shit was.
And then the Doughboy's friend was cooking up the burgers, no smoke. So that's where Doughy got the fire in him to try to diss you. I'm just saying you should come at him and be like, "Yo, you dissing me off the burgers? Like I could diss you off of anything now."
No, it's stored. Pooch. The moment
the
this
ammo's
man
been bagged.
Oh yeah, the moment this man cooks something.
He said he never ammo bags them.
In this conversation.
No, I said I never ammo bag Pucho.
He did say that.
Yeah.
He did say that.
I guess.
And you
fair.
can rewind that clip, motherfucker. I said Pucho. I cannot wait for, you know what? If we all hang out again and his friends there and that person burns something, it's a double ammo bag. That's 2 for 1 that I'm going to destroy. And it's mostly Doughboy's fault. Doughboy, if you're gonna be watching this, just know that ammo is coming for you, boy. Coming for you. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. And I think that pretty much wraps it up for this pod episode. Once again, I want to thank all the listeners and the viewers out there, man. Please hit the like button, subscribe to our YouTube page, the One Up Podcast, on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're on Facebook. Hit the like button, share it with all your friends and family. And we appreciate all of you guys.
Also, big shout out to Corey for stepping up here and joining us today.
Big shout outs.
He does also have a YouTube channel. It's not super active.
I haven't had time, but it exists.
He makes some short, funny videos. They're worth checking out. We'll drop a link or something.
I do want to say now, real quick, I did like your Facebook when you had Corbin and you guys were doing the whole Space Odyssey type vlogger.
Yes,
type. I thought that was cool.
Captain Corbin's log or whatever it was.
I thought that was really cool.
I should have continued with that. That was really good. And a lot of people liked it.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. But to the listeners and the viewers again, thank you for listening and watching. Please follow us, and so we can continue this voyage.
Subscribe
all the time. Yep. Or scrub side.
We're over 100, y'all. I don't know if we've ever announced it on the show. I think we're 105, 104,
on YouTube.
Like that right now.
Yeah.
105 before we started recording this morning.
And I got over 200 followers on Twitter now. So
I'm almost at 100.
Yeah. I'm getting them rookie numbers up, you know.
Well, once again, thank you. This is the One Up Podcast, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Go one up yourself.